Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana.
And Manny. I got on the tube yesterday and I sat down. I was like, I think this is the first time I've ever felt the seat of the tube on like my bare skin, and that's disgusting actually.
Nasty.
As I pulled my skirt down.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that was unpleasant.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that again.
I was on my way to church and on the tube, and there was a guy in front of me who, like, his legs were out, but like a lot of leg. And I was like, like, what is he? Is he wearing shorts? Is it really short shorts type of thing? And then he got up at like the station that he was leaving, and basically Batty Riders. No, sorry, it wasn't even Batty Riders. It was like, I swear, I think it was like silver glitter.
Hot pants.
Hot pants, that's it. It's hot pants. And I was like, wow. And you sat on the seat with basically your cheeks to the wind. Cheeks to the seat. Cheek on seat. And I was like, no wonder. And because he was sitting there like watching the show, and I was like, no wonder, like, there was a lot of leg. I was just like, oh, this guy is really tall and he's just got shorts on. But then I was like, he's got so much leg on that maybe he just went underwear. Anyway, it made me really think, like, wow, I need to really be thinking about my dress choices if I'm going on the tube.
Yeah, going on the tube, getting on the bus.
Or the train.
Think about what time I'm going to get home as well.
Yeah,
it's
true.
been so warm though that it's like, even if it's slightly cooler when you're going home, it's still warm.
Yeah,
like, it's not going to
true.
be like, oh, I'm freezing, like it is
It's still,
like in an autumn time.
Yeah.
I wore a jacket last week, or I wore a jacket. I put the jacket on and then immediately got on the bus, took the jacket off, and then had to spend the entire time holding the jacket.
Yeah.
So I've stopped doing that now.
Yeah, when you came in a t-shirt, I was even surprised.
Because I usually wear a jacket.
No, yeah, and
because you're like, oh, I should have worn a vest top.
No, I was expecting you to have a jacket with you. Yeah,
yeah.
Or even to be holding a jacket.
No,
wow.
I've given up. Like, actually, I'm looking forward to being a bit cold.
Yeah, true.
Like, if tonight when I leave, if there's a breeze, I'll be like, ooh.
Then we'll be a bit of a breeze. I can feel it already.
I know. I'm really excited. I can't wait to feel the cold on my skin. My house is boiling as well.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, upstairs, just during the day, a mess. Like, it's like a sauna. Down here is relatively nice.
Yeah, and my bedroom doesn't get a lot of, like, it doesn't get a lot of natural light. Like, it gets natural light between the hours of like 6 and 8.
Yeah.
And then it's my living room that is like becomes like an oven for the rest of the day. So actually, the bedroom, if you go in during the day, like if you go in like after lunch, it's quite cool in there.
Yeah.
And when I go to bed, it's quite cool in there.
That's
but
nice.
The living room where I spend most of my time is like, I literally just have to have the fan like trained on me.
That's so annoying.
And then when I go to bed, I have to have the fan trained on me because I can't sleep when I'm hot.
Really?
I really struggle. I've been having such a shit night's sleep because I can't sleep hot.
When it's too hot, I feel it.
Do you switch your duvets? Do you have a summer duvet and a winter
no,
duvet?
I don't. And the thing is, I am also someone that I need to be covered. We've talked about this. I need to be covered. So worst comes to worst is I take out the duvet from the duvet cover and I just like sleep on the cover.
See, I couldn't do that. It's not heavy enough. Like, my brain would be like, this is not the duvet.
Oh, really? No, if it gets that hot, I'm like, okay, well, at least I'm covered, even if it's just like with a slither of material.
Yeah, maybe I should get my blanket out.
Or maybe
when I was a kid, we used to do that. Like, we would just get
a blanket and...
Yeah, we'd sleep on the duvet.
Yeah.
And then have a blanket or something. But, like, I just find I can't sleep without the, like, feeling of the duvet.
Like weight on you.
Yeah, the weight of the
maybe
duvet.
you need to invest in a summer mattress. I mean, duvet.
Yeah, maybe I do.
Maybe.
Who I think I am, summer duvet. Better for the regular duvet.
That's the thing. I know people. Someone asked me, I think at church, were like, "Oh, do you have a summer duvet and a winter duvet?" I was like, "No, I've only got one." Like, I feel like it's an all year round duvet. Like, it works.
So do I.
And the thing is, when it's cold, I just take a throw underneath the duvet now. Is a trick from my sister. I have that underneath, so I'm sleeping under the throw and with the duvet on top, and then that gives me like the extra.
Hot water bottle.
Okay, yeah.
Turn the bed into a sauna.
Okay, but then you're hot then.
No, but this is in the winter when you're cold.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
do not do that in the summer.
Yeah. That would be a different experience.
I'd be waking up. I would probably, because people use a sauna to like lose weight, right?
Yeah.
That would be what I'd be doing every
Sure.
night if I was using that. Just
No.
saunering myself in the night to wake up in the morning and be like refreshed.
Waking up drenched in your own sweat again, it's
Disgusting.
not nice.
Disgusting.
I keep on thinking of that idea, like, wait, okay, married couples or people that like in relationships, they may sleep with their partner in the room or in the same bed.
He's in the room.
But on the same bed. I'm like, the idea of like, I am hot and there is something right next to me.
Don't touch me. And
That
that's why I
is just-
have a
Just as hot.
king size bed.
Yeah.
I think 2 adults should not sleep in a double bed. The double bed is for teenagers. It's not for adult 1, let alone adult 2. How on earth are you 2 people sleeping in a double bed?
I know. I mean, you just give it to God, don't you?
I have a
I've
king
not
size bed, and
yeah.
Shoshana and I and a friend have shared that bed
Oh, we have.
comfortably, right?
Yeah.
Or you semi-comfortably.
Wait, your house?
Yeah.
I don't think. How I said? Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, it's just that one time. Yeah.
We have slept in that bed before.
Yeah, actually, there was space.
Yeah, there was space.
Yeah,
So
there was
I would
time.
imagine if it was just me and one other person,
Okay, you have comfortable. The demarcation. There's actually space.
there
for
needs to
demarcation.
be. And also, I'm just weird about sharing a bed with people in general. I will be on the edge of that bed.
Yeah.
I will be on the edge of that bed because I don't want you to touch me.
I think it's like, of course, like growing up, there was times I had to share like my bed with my sister.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is that you wake up and then her hand is on my face. Like, it's a joke, but it's funny. But there's other times where she wants to mess around and like, leave me alone. Let me sleep in peace. How dare you dictate my own sleep cycle?
I used to be a really bad sleeper as a kid. I would literally, I think I spent at least half of my childhood sleeping in my nan's bed because I was just like, could not sleep by
that's sweet.
myself.
Yeah.
And then when my sister was born, I was like, oh great, you will sleep in my bed now. Someone must be in the bed with me
really
constantly.
sweet, yeah.
But then you get to the point of like, oh, where like you're now like a fully grown, not fully
Yeah.
grown, but I don't know, you're 8 and I'm 14 and you've got arms and legs,
Yeah.
and my sister would always sleep like, I can't describe it, like a less than or more than sign,
Her arms
right?
should be up.
No, just her butt is
Oh,
stretched,
yeah.
is poked out. That is how
Yeah.
she sleeps. So I would always wake up at some point in the night and just be like butt cheek on my leg, and I'm like, move down. And so like, I feel like just from there, I'm like, when you share a bed with someone, their bum will touch you.
True. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
You will.
Yeah,
All you'll do is
you'll
like
be-
turn over in this sleep, and
you'll
suddenly
be-
your butt is like.
You will be butt to butt,
Yeah.
which was a joke. We
Oh,
used to have,
God.
we used to make joke when we sing about it, like butt to butt, not belly to belly. I think it was a song growing up I had in primary school, like back to back, belly to belly. I can't remember the rest of the song.
I've never heard this song before.
I don't know where it was from. That's the thing. I actually can't. I think it was like. It was definitely for primary school, but they
Okay.
were trying to teach us a song. But yeah, every now and again, me and my sister will have like bum to bum because it happens when you're sharing the bed with someone.
It just makes me sick. It makes me sick. I don't want to be touched at all when I'm asleep. And worst of all is like, it's like you're so comfortable. Like that's the thing. Look, my sister's so comfortable in this position where her butt is touching
And you can't
me,
do anything.
and I am the most uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, both of us will be uncomfortable in this bed because I can't stick my bum out. You can't stick
Yeah,
your bum out.
true.
Everyone's butt is in.
I fall, of course I fall into dog TikTok every now and again, and there's also people that have dogs in their beds and they sleeps with them, but the dog takes majority of the space. Like
You're not getting in the bed.
especially golden retrievers.
Dog in the bed.
On top of the bed, golden
Okay.
retrievers, they would take most of the bed space. It's a resounding no for me, but I am definitely a woman's idea. Having a golden retriever dog would be so.
I feel
cute.
like in my head theoretically it's a no, but I can also imagine I get the dog and I'm like, I want to be around my dog all the time.
Yeah, true.
I love my dog so much. She's my best friend.
Yeah. Or if I get one of those sausage dogs, they're small, so they can definitely fit.
Yeah, I really want a like chocolate brown lab.
Oh.
Labradoodle. Like they're just so
They are
cute.
cute, they are
They're
cute.
so cute.
Yeah.
And also I think we have the same energy.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like the calm. If it's a Labradoodle, they're supposed to be really calm.
I want to brush it.
Oh.
And you're gonna brush it so much.
The fact that I'm saying art and I'm actually terrified of dogs.
Well, you'll get to meet. Or I also thought of a really cool dog name recently as
Go
well.
on.
Bowen.
Okay.
Like Bowen. Could
Oh,
my dog
okay.
go bow wow? Bowen. I think it would be so cute.
It is really adorable. But the fact that you explain that is very cute.
Or
Go on.
Chocho.
That's cute. Yeah.
Because in Tree, Chobi is the word for teddy bear.
Oh, that's really cute.
And so
Okay,
that's the
I like the
name would be
meaning. Yeah. I mean, I do like the idea of giving a dog an African name. Even if...
Dog is called Amber. It's crazy.
Oh no, giving them like an English name and then giving them like a middle, like Oluwa. Oluwa. Like Oluwa. No, or Ayomidi. Or
Oliver Tibbles. That's the dog's name's Tibbles.
What's it called? Oluwatunde. No, that's not a
The
word.
dog's called Tunde. Is crazy.
No. What's that name that we used to make fun of? What was that name? Babatunde, not Oluwatunde. Babatunde. Sorry if your name is Babatunde.
I did not take part in this. Please don't put me in there.
We
I'm not
didn't-
trying to beef
No,
every Babatunde in the world, please.
Babatunde was more just like the uncle name.
I was a boy in my primary school called Babatunde.
I think I know.
We called it Babs.
Yeah, it was definitely an uncle name, Babatunde. But yeah, I definitely would like to give them like a Oluwa name.
Okay.
Oluwatemi. Oluwatemi Tope, come over here.
Also, I've been thinking I might name my child Chocho as well. Because I just think it's so cute. I'm like, what
That
is
is
he
really cute. That
saying?
is cute. What's it called? I saw someone's name that was called Peace, and I was like, I really like the idea of like calling your child a quality, but doing it in an African way, like
Serenity.
Yeah, or like using the fruits, calling each child by fruit of the spirit.
Immaculate.
So, no, love, joy, peace, and patience.
Oh.
One name love, one name joy.
You're not going to name someone called Love. Because love...
But we did an African name.
Okay. Oh, okay.
African name, like God is love, God is joy, God is peace,
That's
God
nice.
is patience. I just need to find what those names mean in Yoruba to make sure they make sense. Because if they don't, I could be calling my child.
That is
Yeah.
nice.
But
Yeah.
it'd just be like, oh, my name is love, my name is joy, my name is peace, my name is patience. Then if you really want to have the full like football team, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control.
Will you do this for boys and girls?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you probably could have a full football team.
Yeah, I mean, love would ideally be a... Actually, you could have love as a boy's name if it's African. Joy would definitely be female. Peace, female. Patience, male.
Okay.
I'm going through this thought process, but I need to do more thinking. Plus, I need another person involved with
Actually,
this.
it's not a lot of male trait names, are there? Like,
no.
we knew a Patience, my aunt's name is Joyce, my nan's name Comfort,
Okay.
my mum's
Oh,
name's
so
Grace.
really
like,
and truly,
but
you
they're
could-
all female names.
Yeah.
What are like men? What are boy names? Of
Well,
that?
that's the thing. Though.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
What is it called,
Solomon.
wisdom? Solomon's not a trait.
Wisdom, no. Yeah, wisdom. Strong. No.
Remember, sounds strong.
No,
strong,
wrong.
Michael.
I mean, my brother's name means comfort, but again,
Lovely.
it's the African name for that,
Uh-huh.
so it kind of works. But then actually, that name is unisex. I think you just get around it with unisex names. I don't think what the qualities. Bold? No, you can't call him bold.
Bold. Veracity.
Yeah.
Honesty.
No.
Honesty?
Really?
I feel like if I met a boy, if someone said, what's your name? They said honesty, I'd be like, that feels...
Honor.
No, that's a girl's name. Honor is a girl's name, but honesty...
I got honor, you got honor.
Honesty feels like a freshie's name.
Oh, it does.
No, my name is
Honesty.
Honesty.
Honesty. My parents wanted me to be honest.
Yeah.
So I will be called Honesty. Trying to think. Trust?
Pastor Honesty Williams. You know you
Oh
get
yeah,
that
Honesty.
man. You know
Honesty
you
is
get
a very
that
good
man.
name. I can't think of any really good like male
Yeah,
trait.
Trust isn't a good name.
Trust is not a good name because again, that child's name called True. True, that was Khloe Kardashian's daughter, the one that she had with Tristan Thompson, and the irony is that he cheated on her the whole time.
He was not true.
He was not true, and they called that child True.
What about? Oh, I had one. It's got my resilience.
That's too much. Resi though. Res.
Zilly.
No.
Lance. Lance.
Lance. What? Lance. What's that for?
Resilience.
Oh my god! Please don't do that to your child. I'm sure. Oh my god! There must be some like good male traits. Mighty. That is an African name.
Mighty.
That's
Mighty
not.
what?
My name is Mighty Warrior.
Hey. The full first name is Mighty Dash Warrior. You have a double barrel first name. My name is Mighty Warrior.
Mighty.
Mighty Warrior what? Shapiro.
Flipping heck.
Mighty Warrior Shapiro.
But then the name will be Might.
Oh.
No, the shorter name will be Might.
Mimi.
Why are you giving me a female name? Might is my name.
Imagine looking at baby and being like, the baby's name is Might.
T.
White tea.
White tea.
Mighty.
What other thing? I'm trying to think. We're gonna have a proper thing because, Noble. That's a great name.
I think I'll give I think
Noble.
I can allow Noble to be
Noble,
a voice
yeah.
though. Noble.
No. Oh God, you could just already see the name.
Yeah. Valiant.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. Val.
Val.
Yeah. Charisma.
Fidelity.
That's a lot.
Probus. Probus was Probus mean again? I can't remember. Fidelity. Felix.
Yeah.
What's happiness?
Oh, okay.
Always happy in
Is that what I mean?
Latin, yeah.
Oh. Do you know what? It's not the end of just
Or
going back.
lucky. Happy and lucky.
Lucky also. I know a Lucky actually.
Lucky.
No, I know Lucky.
Lucky
Mel.
has. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Wow. We'll keep it off the pod. But I do know a Lucky actually. Mel or Lucky.
Lucky or lucky?
Lucky. I can't think of it. Nice.
Kind.
Yeah.
Tall. Clean. That would just
Ambitious.
Say
Ambi.
Go getter.
Yeah.
Can do attitude.
Yeah.
Can do is all one word.
Can do, yeah.
Can do.
Oh my God, Can do is a great name. K-A-N do. Can do. Not Precious. That's a girl's name.
There's a drag queen whose real first name is Airplane.
Be for real.
I think about that all the time.
Unless you were born on the airplane.
I think about it all the time.
What was the short name? Plane. Air.
Now they're drag queens, so they don't even go by Airplane, I think. But imagine getting letters of saying Mr. Airplane, blah, whatever your name is. It's crazy.
I'm sure that drag queen name must have something to do with airplane. It must be like Flyisha.
No, it's not. It's GGB.
Oh, okay.
Flyisha is so crazy.
That would
Bye,
be
Flyisha.
Bye, Aisha. We'll think of more names for boys. But yeah, how did we get onto the name?
Constance. But that's a girl's
Yeah,
name.
that's a girl's name.
Sorry.
But Constance is a good. I mean, Constance is a great name.
Constance is a good name.
How did we get onto this and where we go next?
This is good pop culture news.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
we need to be we need to be constant with that anyway. Yeah, over and out. So it's been an interesting week in terms of pop culture. Firstly, the Olympics have started in Paris. I love the Olympics. Like I love
the Olympics.
I do really I really enjoy like the Olympic spirit, like watching the games, the competition, the celebration of like this, like the country, the host country, the host city. I really enjoy it, and I think, I mean, I've always been interested in the Olympics, of course before London, but when it did come to London in 2012, like I just remember how like the peak of living in London.
Were you involved in it?
Yeah, I did some fun. Not fun.
So that's why I'm obsessed with the Olympics.
No, I wasn't like
you
volunteering.
worked for big Olympics.
No, I wasn't working, but I was like helping people who were like traveling to the like stadium.
Yeah, that's the cow.
Yeah, but
because I was doing shit.
Oh, but it was.
I was in my house.
Oh, and also there was one time me and my siblings we went to the stadium, of course, and we watched the game. But then we also the torch passed our house, so all of us went to go and see it and then touch the torch. We were like, yay!
She's obsessed with the Olympics.
I am. I really enjoy it, and it's hosted in Paris, and they had the opening ceremony.
That is Rat City, Rat Boy City,
Fam.
if ever there was a Rat Boy City.
The thing is with Paris, the way that they've idealized that city as like a romantic city of love, and I've been to that city about 7-8 times.
Ooh, sure.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Some of us have never been.
Have you not?
No.
How?
Wow.
No, I mean like
Travel shaming.
no. There's no travel shaming. It's just I always assumed that you have because Paris is like around the corner.
I know. And I have,
But maybe you will experience the city of love that I have not experienced. Because yeah. But that being said, my sibling also lived there. My brother also lived there, so that was an excuse.
I think it's a dirty city, dirty rat city.
It is dirty.
It was given. I was like, oh, this is actually very much giving Rat City, which is fine.
Rat City,
Which is fine. But sorry, when we did the Olympics, London was not giving Rat City.
Fam, no, it wasn't.
It is a Rat City, but it wasn't giving Rat City.
You know why? Because it contains the Stratfords, so you didn't get to see the rest of the.
The Olympics literally invented Stratford. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it's honestly.
It literally there was Stratford
was
not a place that people was trying to go to.
People were bouncing away from Stratford because also it was like it was crime and degenerated.
It was Rat City.
It was Rat City.
Rat City.
But the way, yeah. Like literally, Olympus brought Stratford to life.
Yeah, and then during the Olympics, you said Rat City where?
Where? It's a nice vibe.
Made me proud to be English.
It did. And the show, like I was seeing snippets of it, of the London Olympics on TikTok, and it just brought me back to like
all the girls.
Yeah,
we got all our girls out.
It was so fun.
We said, "Here are the Spice Girls, our biggest export."
Spice Girls were on it. Yeah, it was such a great show. I remember that. I keep listening to this clip.
Kate Moss was there for some reason.
Oh yeah, the fashion show.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, and then they had the Mr. Bean segment. I remember that, and the Queen jumping out the window. Jumping, the Queen and James Bond jumping out of a plane, and like it was such an iconic ceremony.
We did it.
We did.
We did our big one.
We did, and we were proper worried because after we saw Beijing and the way that Beijing came, it was like on another level, like 2008 drummers drumming on beat, whereas unfortunately the French brought out can dancers.
That was the most unhinged thing I've ever seen.
I said, where's the clicker? Where's the beat? Because all of them are off beat.
So unhinged. I couldn't work out if this is the dance, like you are supposed to all be just doing what you want, or if they can't hear the music. Like, you guys have there's no way you guys haven't rehearsed for this.
No, you go.
I was like, there's no way you guys haven't rehearsed for this for months. What has happened?
Yeah. So I watched like the replay of the ceremony, like early hours of the Saturday morning, and as the BBC commentators started the show, they're like, okay, the opening ceremony is gonna start, and they were like, well, also just for context, they haven't actually rehearsed the full show because also for bigger context.
They were having an election like a couple of weeks ago.
France has been going through, because I've not been hearing much about the Olympics, like any promotion around the French Olympics. And I was really surprised. I was like, when is this actually happening? Because this is Olympic year, we're getting into summer, and there's pimp about what's going on in Paris. Apart from me knowing that there's definitely there's been the elections, there's been strikes non-stop because it's Paris, and there was people like protesting about shitting in the sun. Yeah. So that's all that I've heard.
Didn't somebody swim? One of the ministers swim in the
to
prove that it is in fact clean enough for us to have the Olympics.
Good on him.
I mean, has anything any actual activity?
They have done.
What do they do in the?
They've just started the triathlon. They've done that. Yeah,
okay.
they did that. Yeah. But
so what if everybody gets
E. coli?
Yeah, or giardia? Like, big deal.
Fam? No, I saw this on TikTok literally today where they were saying one of the competitors for the triathlon, in preparation for swimming in the Seine, started microdosing themselves with E. coli. So they were doing things like not washing their hands.
You should do that.
No, they were not washing their hands after using the toilet. They were doing small things to immune themselves from E. coli. I was like,
what's stupid about that is you're only going in the river when it's time to do the thing. So you wouldn't get E. coli until afterwards. Why you give yourself E. coli before?
And also, I was like, That one could have been saved for the archives. That news, we didn't need to know that
He's
information.
basically trying to explain, if you see him shit in the
sand.
as he's going, it's because he literally has E. coli right now. He's sick, okay?
Oh my gosh. But yeah, on the opening ceremony, for context, the Paris Olympics was the first ceremony that I think of record where the opening ceremony was not done in the stadium. I was talking to my brother about this because he lived in Paris and he was saying actually where the stadium is based is like quite far away from the big landmarks, like especially like the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre and all the other like big landmarks which they use for the ceremony. So it actually kind of made sense why they did a lot of the ceremony-outside, and then they used the Seine as almost a parade. So
is it the Seine or the Seine? You said it like two different times.
I don't know.
And I'm just going along with you because I don't know how to say it.
Let's check Google. Le Seine. That's okay. I'm guessing it's Le Seine, but actually no, I could be just saying something else. I could have just been saying cat or dog. No, chien, yeah. Chat is cat.
Chocolat chaud.
Chocolat chaud.
Piscine. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh my gosh! I just typed in Seine, and then so one of the news stories is, I felt and saw things I don't want to think about. Olympic 2024 triathlete reveals what swimming in the Seine was like. Oh my gosh! It could never be me.
Dramatic for no doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
But I saw things I never want to talk about. What did you see?
I'm sorry, the way... Exactly, yeah. Bodies.
Yeah, that's what I would assume is what you saw down there.
Wait, so Seine?
Seine River.
Seine. Wait. I want someone French speak.
It's the Seine.
Seine. Anyway, Seine. So, they use the Seine as almost like the parade backdrop, and all the countries will like go in, like passing through on boats, which was really, really innovative. Until people started making jokes about it, especially when a lot of the athletes are people of colour, and someone said, "Well, they've got them on boats again."
Who said that?
I think it was like someone's socials on the socials, and then my brother repeated it and told me. I was like, "Oh, fam, the allegations."
I found myself there was a boat that was like refugees who are planning to perform at the Olympics, and it's like, this is a person from Palestine, it's a person from like I don't know, some African country where they've outlawed being gay, and then like straight afterwards it's like, it's the country, and I'm like, is it a good idea to put all the people that are like trying to run away from their country on a boat right in front of the country that they're trying to run away from? I don't know about that, guys.
Doesn't really sit well.
I just don't think you should. Don't tell people we're refugees. In fact, I don't want to get snapped up by
they're refugees,
security and dragged back to Kathmandu, wherever.
So you said Kat Von D. I was like, fam, what the Kat Von D?
Kat Von D didn't do anything. I hope she's okay where she is. Some of the boats was empty. Some people were sharing boats.
Fam, yeah, they were because of the space. The UK did not come out.
Oh.
You know why? Because the way. There was so much space between the UK and the other country that was next to them because they expected the UK to show up. But a lot of them didn't because their event was happening the day after. So there was a massive amount of space between the UK and I can't remember what other country it was in the French alphabetical language. So yeah.
L'Angleterre.
It was like Gran Britannia or something like that.
Is that what they call us?
Yeah, because I had to skip through parts of the ceremony because it's
a lot of boats.
It was a lot of boats and it was like 3 or 4 hours long.
The paintings like half in the water. I was like, this is kind of fun, but also kind of spooky.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what the vibe. I will say this about the ceremony as a whole. The vibe? Question mark?
Goofy.
Like, what is the vibe? Because you've got Lady Gaga, famous French artist. His performance was good and fine, but like.
Also pre-recorded.
What?
Because
why is she?
It was so random.
Then you've got the can-can dancers who can't dance. Then you've got the pictures from the Louvre that are like submerged under the water.
Yeah,
then there was a section where there were a bunch of statues of like strong, like famous French women. Didn't really know why we were looking at that, but like I mean I don't have a problem with it. Then there was a bit where the guys were like pushing luggage trolleys and dancing. I was like, what?
Don't tell.
What is this got to do with anything?
Because I think that's when they were holding the medals, but it was still random.
I really like the kids. You know, at the beginning,
Yeah.
who were like taking the torch, and then like that weird. I don't know. I'm assuming he's some sort of French folklore figure.
They were saying
man.
that it was inspired by the Assassin's Creed game or something. I mean, this is wild.
Sorry, is that a French game?
L'Assassin.
No, don't try it. Don't try.
The Flying Horseman. Fly horseman. What's that?
What was his name? I
No, there's
think,
faceless
because
man.
I think it's from a myth, like some sort of
yeah,
French
faceless
legend.
man. France opening ceremony.
Hi, it's me, faceless man from France.
Because what am I supposed to call him? Renaissance man. Renaissance.
No, I think it was he.
The Paris use Assassin's Creed theme.
Why?
God knows. No one knows what to make. Oh yeah, you're right. No
Like
one knows what to
why?
make.
Why? Like so weird. It's as weird as getting Lady Gaga. But like, okay, what do people associate with Paris? Assassin's Creed and Lady Gaga.
I mean, apparently they were like, oh, Lady Gaga studied in France at one point. I was like, fam.
I'm sure you could have got.
The-
one time I got a blowjob in France. Give me the job. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about?
What I'm telling you, the threats within the only singer that made sense that was not like French. Like actually, she is French. She's a francophone singer. Celine Dion.
Aya
Nakamura.
Yeah, but like also like I come from a country that used to be a French colony. That's why I speak French.
Peace.
That's why I'm here.
My brother is like a massive fan of her, so he sent me a playlist of her songs afterwards. It's like, oh, you were talking about the song. I was like, oh, I made you this playlist using Spotify AI. I was like, don't worry.
I refuse to support the AI.
He literally was like, create this playlist because my sister has just had like one song and wants to know more about this
I liked her performance.
I did, yeah.
I liked the band part as well.
Yeah.
And there's people were like, why is there those two guys at the back just go like this? It's like they're literally the conductors of the band. They're there. But they look like they're having a good time.
Oh, well of the time.
So let them have a good time.
Do you know who I didn't like in that performance? There was this dancer who kept on dancing right in front of the camera, especially when she was singing her like most famous song. The song that I have heard of. There was this dancer that kept on like dancing in front. I was like, what?
Get her out of here.
No, you could have kept her here, but what you needed was to have a drone shot. So you have the dancers dancing around her, and then you can see her blonde hair, and you just have a quite. This is what I was doing during the ceremony, directing the show myself, because I would have done a drone shot, and then you have a shot of Aya in the middle, the dancers around her in gold, and then the band members all around her in their outfits, and then you have the gold carpet. It's a great drone shot, and you come back down, and then Aya's in front. Sorry.
I don't know who you contact. You should be able to contact someone with your I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you get the job of directing an opening ceremony. Who did ours?
No, it was a creative director. They actually they've got like some French creative director.
Yeah, but like who is that person? What do they do on a day-to-day basis that they went, you should do this?
Well, they got Danny Boyle to do the London Olympics.
A director.
He is a director.
So that would make sense.
I think this guy has done stuff.
I'm sure he has.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sure everybody has.
But
it was not given.
It was not. And
it just didn't give.
No, I think
there was too many bits of me. There was too much downtime, and you're right. Maybe it's because it's like not in the stadium, and it didn't feel like things were happening back to back in the way that they needed to. But like just looking at the city of Paris and being like, it's a bit boring, isn't it? There's too much empty space here.
The thing is, Paris is even though it's Rat City, it is a beautiful city. It has a lot of beautiful landmarks. There's no doubt about it. And I think, unfortunately, it just wasn't showcased in the. It wasn't showcased in the classy way. It is, yeah. And I understand why so many countries just stick to the stadium because one, they spent so much money on building that stadium to begin with. Two, you can actually contain you can contain a show in one place. So if anything happens, it's all contained, and it can feel a bit more cohesive.
And you can probably rehearse. Because unless you're going to shut down the city,
you can't.
People are probably going out to perform, like whatever they've rehearsed inside for the first time when they're actually performing it, and like the logistics of it might just be different on the day.
Very true. And then you have the rain. That was the second thing that pissed me off because there was
Like,
rain.
I hate rain.
No, it wasn't that I hate rain. I hate the raindrop on the screen because it kept on making the screen the camera. Sorry, the raindrops on the camera. It made the camera quite fuzzy, so you just was seeing like loads of like rain specks and
Very weird that they wouldn't have prepped for that.
Fam.
Like, they woke up in the morning, surely head director, whoever woke up in the morning and said, oh, it's going to rain today. We should probably... Because there are, like, visors. I can't...
Yeah.
Like, you can
Yeah.
put over a screen so that the water doesn't hit the...
I know. Because when they were talking, they were like, oh, the creative director was really hoping that the sun will, like, glisten the Seine River and also make the marble golden. I said, it really...
It didn't.
It
I'm
didn't
so
do
sorry. There was someone said, this ain't got nothing to do
didn't
with me.
do either. And the things I saw some of the sketches of like how it was supposed to look, especially with the boats coming down, and it was supposed to be like multiple boats at any given time, and the images look beautiful, because also the guy made the Seine look golden and the the marble walls really beautiful.
We're gonna dye the Seine gold.
But then actually in reality it looked like the River Thames, fam.
Yeah,
Don't,
like thinner.
Yes, it didn't.
Well.
It looked. Yeah, it just wasn't giving.
Yeah.
There was some really great photographs. I think the USA boat, the picture that they had of LeBron James and I mean you can see Coco Graph, but LeBron James holding the flag and all the players behind him. Like it looks like an incredible photo. And there's other parts like I liked Aya's performance. I liked everything after the boats. I liked everything when they got to this to the Eiffel Tower. Like all the formality. I like that part. Like I like when they have to like when the torch is getting passed throughout the different athletes and you know the flag is going up and then of course like the ending part. I liked.
This girl loves the Olympics, you know.
I didn't realize.
She loves the Olympics.
I like the proper. I like the proper circles. I like all that part, but everything out like there was some elements that were quite cool. But I just felt like it just lacked the class that you expect from Paris. I didn't mind it to be even a snootier performance, like a.
When is African country gonna do the Olympics?
Yeah, fam.
Because I think we would.
Have we? No, we haven't. I don't think we
I don't
have.
even know where you'd put. Honestly,
South Africa or Lagos.
I think they would eat down.
Oh, it would be fire. No, actually, you know what? I think if there's one country that was gonna be first, Ghana.
Egypt.
Or Egypt, yeah.
I thought we would just
No, I actually do think Accra.
I think that they couldn't get their ass together to build the stuff in time.
I mean, they'll have to book them because you usually pick your next country like a good 8 years before. Because LA is next. So, wait, has there been no Africa? Oh, South Africa. Fortunately, Johannesburg.
It feels like it would be them first, no?
Yeah, it would be South Africa, unfortunately. But, you know, most of these big stars don't even tour Africa. Beyonce says she has a world tour. Didn't hit Africa. No offence to her.
No offence to her. What do you mean?
No.
Yeah, offence to her.
But
what's wrong with us?
Yeah, I don't know.
God.
Go on.
Sorry, I just remember this thing. There's this TikTok page that like does little tree lessons every day, right? And there was one particular video where it was like, how do you say I want to learn tree before I go to Ghana?
Yeah.
Right? And there's like 3 examples. And I'm telling you, A and B sound exactly the same, right? I've scrolled past this video so many times, and I just think, I don't understand. They're the same. So then I was like, I'm just going to comment, because people will comment answers and stuff. So I commented, and I was like, aren't A and B the same?
Yeah.
Then today, bear in mind, I did that weeks ago. Today, someone has commented, are you Ghanaian? I was like,
no!
How
dare you?
How fucking dare you? And then I started scrolling down because I was like, no, you guys are gaslighting me. And I didn't realise that, like, literally, the slightest change in the way he pronounces learn is the difference between I want to learn currently and I, as in like in the present tense, and I want to learn in the future.
What?
Hearing it, I could not hear a difference. But when you read it, actually, the E.
Is it an accent on it?
No, it's a different. It's like a Greek E.
Oh.
It's like a Greek E, and then there's R-E.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between present and future. I would never have known that. So then I responded to him and I said, apparently not, because why would I know that? I did not go to school for this.
Yeah.
Like, in the same way you don't, like, no. You wouldn't understand why grammatically. My man calls everyone he or everyone she. She doesn't care. She's like, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's like, it actually, grammatically, isn't the same thing.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, language, as someone who did study linguistics, language is so complex.
So complex. Like, it really had been throwing me for a loop. But I was like, is this a hate comment?
But also, no, I think it was, yeah. Actually,
I actually think they were genuinely asking me.
No, but the thing is, they didn't even put like a emoji to like soften the blow.
No.
It was a hate comment.
I have one hater. That's
like
crazy.
A hate comment. But like my favorite thing on seeing on TikTok is when I have a comment in my mind and I go first thing. So I was like, well, it's annoying, but also
good.
We ate like at least we all felt the exact same thing.
Or when you watch a video and you're like, can't wait to open this comment section.
Bam! You get to the point. You're like, oh, comments. Let's see how it's spicing up.
They're just cooking the person in the video. And you're like,
yes. Honestly, but I think going back to the Olympics. It was an experience. I'm so glad I didn't go there. I wasn't planning to go.
Do you think the Olympics are your Roman Empire?
What do you think that? What do you mean? Like,
Jay, when that was
down.
No, like your topic of like, you bring it up. This person will be talking about this for like an hour.
Oh, that's like really hard. I don't think it's not fully because it's not like I know like the details of like winners and the years they won.
But would you like it to be your Roman Empire?
I would actually.
Well,
I would.
We've cracked it. That's nice though.
Because I think it's just so interesting. It happens only every 4 years. There's like heritage behind it. Yeah, like I would like to go to Greece and Athens to mainly just see the Olympic stuff and then get out. See.
Crazy.
Yeah. Why not?
Well, you're in the presence of somebody actually
who's an Olympian.
Linked to the Olympian. My father was an Olympian.
Yes, you did say yes. I was You know,
that's 6 degrees of separation. You could have a phone call with somebody who tell you about the Olympics.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, be like, hi. I have several questions about the Olympics.
But I actually have other questions, really. So, no, I just do. I find it really fascinating, and I think pop culture in general. US pop culture is my Roman Empire.
That's too big.
It's too big.
Your Roman Empire has to be like a Roman Empire.
Beyonce.
Okay.
I think it's hard. Do you know what? Probably about 5 years ago, Beyonce would have been my Roman Empire. Like I knew, like.
And now it's the Olympics.
Now it's. Do you think there's something else that is my Roman Empire? Plastic surgery.
I thought you were gonna say plastic.
No, I was like, yeah. Celebrity plastic surgery.
I think that might be your Roman Empire.
That is because I can get down.
Yeah.
In those kind of conversations, I do get down on those. What's your Roman Empire?
What my Roman Empire is.
I'm trying to think. Actually, what is your Roman Empire?
I don't think I have one specific thing.
I was gonna say TV, but it's really broad.
Yeah, it's too broad. Like it needs to be something like Friends. Like
actually, Friends would have been Friends of my Roman Empire.
Was?
Actually, it still is. I can still go down. I can still get it down.
Okay. But what would bring you more enjoyment talking about the plastic surgery or Friends?
Friends, actually.
Okay, so Friends is your Roman Empire.
Friends is my Roman Empire. Because I know tons of trivia as well about it. What's yours? Black hair. Black hair could also be my Roman Empire.
Actually, I genuinely, that was my first thought. I was like, what am I constantly scrolling through? And it's hair videos. Yeah. I think it genuinely could be my Roman Empire. And yet somehow...
We're literally on the competition for black hair just before.
Yeah, somehow we're still learning.
Yeah. That's a good thing about having a Roman Empire. It's like, you never stop learning. Like you...
Never be... I don't think it'll ever be a subject that I'm bored of.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Other pop culture? Well, I mean, sorry, what are other pop culture news as well? As
Love Island. At one point it could have been, but I just feel like I need to do more studying.
I do think Amber's season of Love Island is my Roman Empire.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of details that you remember.
So iconic, such an iconic scene. I'll go back and rewatch videos of it when I see it on YouTube. If someone's like, most explosive fights, I'm like, click.
Yeah.
3 days.
Actually, wouldn't RuPaul will be your Roman Empire, right?
Yeah, to some extent, but like, there are some seasons I've seen like multiple times.
Yeah.
And there are some I've only ever seen once. So like, I think I could do a mastermind about it.
Yeah.
Like, if I want a mastermind, that would be my subject probably.
Because I feel like Mastermind and Roman Empire kind of like, I put them in the same bracket.
Yes.
Because you need to know a lot of information to be able to answer them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love Island has been going on for the whole summer. I have to be honest, out of the many seasons that I have watched, and there's a guy on TikTok who has been doing deep dive on Love Island. He did one on X Factor, which that was such a great series. He went through like deep dive every single season of X Factor, and it took me back the memories. I could have made that X Factor could have been my Roman Empire at one point in my life because it used to chokehold every single year. But I would say that this season of Love Island is probably one of my least favourite seasons. You didn't watch it, did you?
Or no, I did. I stopped after Castle.
Yeah. It lacked a lot of a lot of energy, and I think a lot of that energy was just sapped by Joey Essex.
It wasn't a very dynamic season.
It wasn't, and it just kept on going around the same circles, and it was
overproduced.
100%.
It was overproduced, 100%. And all of the things that would have led to organic drama, they got rid of.
Exactly. Oh, you keep on saying headlines, but like
no headlines. Take headlines out because headlines have been gone for a while, right? But like getting rid of Samantha so soon, getting rid of Omar, so like all of the things that could have created like literally organic drama, which is like the organic love triangles. That's what the show is about, right? It's about two people thinking they're going to be together, then someone new comes in, and now everything's on the rods. It felt very much like the bombshells were bombshelling, and I don't think it's their fault. I just think that
they weren't allowed to bombshell.
Yeah, they were either brought in and then sent home very quickly. They were brought in when people were like, because I think everyone's so hyper aware of the show now that they go on. They're like, we're gonna lock in, and that's how we'll win the show. Yeah. So like, it's even hard to like infiltrate in the way that you would actually infiltrate in previous seasons. Exactly. I think it's just it has become too aware of itself, and that is so perfectly summarised by the decision to put Joey Essex on the show.
Exactly. And I remember when he came in, and that was episode 1. End of one he came, and I kept thinking, oh, it's just a joke. This is not real. He'd be gone in the next couple of weeks, and he stayed almost to the final. Yeah. Which is, again, it felt very orchestrated, very producer plant-esque, and the budget that they used on Joey Essex, I'm not even gonna lie, there is no way that had Joey Essex not been there, that there would be more budget on other things in the show that we expect. Like the last dates of the couples before the finale, they have the most extravagant dates in previous seasons, where they were having like dinner in beautiful
serenaded.
Dami in India had a whole like flash dance in the middle of like Spain, and it was like gorgeous, like carnival style. Like all that production went out the window because they were having food in their house on the last day together. Let's mind you, together they were having it as if it was like the Last Supper. So it just really sapped away the luxury and the glamour elements from Love Island. I mean, of course, it's not always going to be the case, but it just felt very budget this year. Even though I did say that it did feel like run-of-the-mill and it was going around in circles, a lot of that was due to things like the same argument over and over again with Sean and Joey, where I'm not, like, after a while, before, like, at the beginning, they will have arguments with Ayo and Mimi and Josh and Mimi and Ayo and Jess and Omar as well. And at the beginning, it was like coincidence, but it just kept on happening to one specific demographic in the villa. Like, let's call a spade a spade. It started to feel really, really...
You know, those people flooded Sean's sweet shop with negative reviews.
Good. I'm so sorry.
I don't know if I agree with that, because what have the sweets got to do with it?
Because all he did was spend half his time talking about him being the candy man, promoting his business, and then bashing Mimi and Josh and Io.
Just get him out of the show, but
that's what they should have done, really, or complain to Ofcom.
Yeah, or complain to Ofcom. Yeah. I do think that here is my problem with with the Sean types anyway. Those guys are like, just a sweet little boy, I'm just a sweet little baby. I can't seem to. Oh, when am I going to find out? They're fucking weirdos. That's why they haven't found anyone. Women are quite good, I think, on a gut level at sensing when someone is going to be a problem, and the fact that nobody wanted to couple up with him was something that they sensed, and it's not just the puns about the sweets. There's just something a little bit off with him, and even when he got with Matilda, I was like, good luck, girl. When that whole thing after Casa Amor as well, because that whole thing after Casa Amor, when he kissed kissed 3 girls from the thing, decided to stay with Matilda. Matilda came back. Diamante was saying, he was literally telling me up until today that he was probably going to choose me, and then Matilda was being sassy towards her. I was like, what I don't like about this is that one, we're watching women being used, specifically a black woman being used, and then you, the person who got cheated on, are like, yeah, let me beef the girl. It felt very I felt from that interaction, I was like, this whole thing feels really icky, and the way he was like, well, I've chosen Matilda, so that says everything he needs to say. It's like, oh, he really he used you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No remorse, not even come over and say, I'm really sorry, I did enjoy our time, but I don't know, I do think that I want to see where it goes with Matilda. No, you just was sitting there acting like it never even happened. That's scary. That's scary.
Then you had Will and Uma, a similar thing where this guy showed you who he really was in Casa Amor. He was like, I'm Laszlo Holiday, it's not that big a deal, gaslighting that girl. After she saw everything that happened at the movie night after Casa Amor, she was like, banning him, I don't care about him, I don't like him. The next day, Ruben comes to go and pick her. She starts crying because Will has to be sent home, and she's saying, I'm going to go with him. Make it make sense.
I think it's ego. I don't think it's actually that man. I think it's ego. I think it's that thing of, I cannot believe that you didn't pick me.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, there was so much pick me energy across the board.
100%.
Across the board.
And that's what made it so unpleasant to watch, I think, because it's the boys were giving nothing, and then the girls were killing themselves to stay with them. And it was just this is pathetic. This whole thing is so pathetic.
Because even the early episodes, the girls, for the last couple of seasons, the girls have always have to make the first move with the guys. And I'm like, huh? What happens to the guy going, can I pull you for a chat? What happens to that? It's usually the girls going, let's have a chat. What do you like? What's your type?
Where's your head at? I don't know.
Oh, God. Because that Jessica that got with Io, I mean, I don't think they're going to last long. She starts to get really annoying until she started getting some really strong one-liners in. But she just kept on always wanting reassurance from Io. And Io was like, but he talks in riddles.
Can I say something?
Go on.
Which I'm not qualified to say, but I feel like I'm observing it. I think that this show really highlights where we are at generationally, right?
Agree.
And for the past few seasons, I think we are seeing that we've entered simp women, pick me women generation. I'm so sorry. Watch Amber's season of Love Island and tell me who was wearing the trousers in that house. The boys was moving mad, but they paid for moving mad.
Oh, yeah.
It was never, oh, you move mad, and I'm like, please be with me. No. Every girl in there, unhinged. Yeah. Every girl in there, ready to throw hands. And obviously we don't support abuse, don't do that. No. But you have a situation like that 2 or 3 times, you're not going to know not to do that to me again. This was just watching people, like you said, having the same argument over and over and over again because the power is imbalanced. Yeah. You need to know, if you feel brave enough to move mad, I feel brave enough to confront you. As long as you know that, go do what you're going to do.
But like you said, they're so aware of the show. We have now, this is the 11th season. we have seen the Ofcom complaints. When that girl started shouting at that boy,
that girl was
on him.
making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah. That she became the most complained person. Now she's cleaned up her image and, you know, loved the animals and all that stuff.
Baking.
Yeah. But
she was a MasterChef.
Was she?
Yeah.
Bruh. But like, everyone is aware that you have a brand, especially when you're coming in going, I'm the candy man, I'm coming to promote my business. It's just, yeah, it just felt like...
And they're dead, personality's dead. I don't want to see you again, if I'm being completely honest. I would say, if I never saw any of the people on this season again, it'd be fine.
Yeah, you know what, because, I mean, I love Mimi and Josh. I do hope that they have a successful relationship. Like, India and Dami, when they got together, even when they left the villa, I didn't think they were going to last. They're still together today, to celebrating 2-year anniversary. And I hope that Mimi and Josh have a similar longevity in their relationship. But I'm not, like, Mimi's lovely, but let's call a spade a spade. I remember someone on TikTok saying that she has, like, sleepy eyes. And the minute they said that, I couldn't stop seeing it. Because when she speaks, she's, like, quite soft-spoken. Her eyes are like she is sleepy. She's like, she doesn't have the energy that India had the year before, even though 2 years before, India was not always the most like charismatic or loudest person in the villa, but she still had like memes, she still was funny, and she still brought energy when she needed to. Whitney, I think, was like on the other end, like she just was energy all day, every day. She had a great one-liner, she was so funny. Mimi, not so much. So I don't know, I don't think any of the people from this year are gonna get the big PRT deal, the big, like, you know, gonna be part of the Love Island family moving forward. I don't know. It's just it's gonna be quite a forgettable season when we look back.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like, it wasn't very connected either. Like, again, not to compare everything to Amber's season, but that was a season that I watched cover to cover, right? And like, even the way that if there was an issue in the villa, it was all of your friends would back you.
Yeah. Like,
it was kind of like, we're going to have this out right now, it's going to get squashed right now, or whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen right now. It like they felt a lot more connected, and it felt like if you two are having an issue and you come and sit here, I'm probably going to talk to you about it, because we can't, it's just us guys. Yeah. Whereas here it just kind of felt like you said, like Sean picking on Mimi, and everyone else just sitting there while he's picking on her.
Only occasionally the boys start to kind of get back at Sean, or tell like Joey like they're being dickheads. But like, and that last twist at the end, which is the most unique thing that they did this season, was bring the old contestants back. Like, those were the points where you can really see the old ex-contestants like having a little jab here and there. But like, we needed that energy for majority of the season, and we just didn't get it until like the episode before last.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all. I go back to my generational thing. I think even if you put people our age, knowing what the show is on the show, I just think it would be very different energy. Yeah. Probably no one would do anything. Everyone would just be sat down, like just enjoy the holiday from work, being like, I want to stay in the villa for as long as possible. I don't want to go home, please. But I feel like you maybe get better drama, because I'm not going to be hearing that my partner is crawling across the terrace to speak to someone else, and then we're just going to be like, well,
that's fine. Yeah. Like, no, we have to have a conversation, because I still think they brushed over that whole thing. I was like, no, girl, you went on that terrace to rekindle with Ayo.
Allow it.
Please.
Allow it.
The thing is, because I'm not gonna lie, there are so many Ayos out there in the world. If you met an Ayo, he is quite mid. Anyway.
Ayo found dead in the ditch.
Yeah.
Ayo found dead in the ditch.
No, but the thing is, you've just met an Ayo before. You have. You've met a guy that came before. There's nothing.
I've met Josh before.
I've also met a Josh before. Like, but I feel like Josh, even the Josh you met outside, he's definitely more serious than the Ayos, in my personal opinion. But I just feel like, we have met Ayos before. He is not crawling around the terrace, potentially getting splinters on your kneecaps. So, you know, I mean, it's a forgettable season. Apparently even Love Island USA 8 more.
I heard that.
And we're not going to see Love Island USA until now, after it's finished. After the UK one is finished. So, Yeah, I don't know. It's just been disappointing. The shining light was that Mimi and Josh won. We didn't even talk about it. Mimi and Josh won. That was the big shock to everyone, including Mimi and Josh, because we have not seen one season but Amber. And actually, sorry, Kai and Sanam. Kai and Sanam.
Did they win?
They did win, yeah.
And also, Marcel.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase this. So it's the first time that a dark-skinned black couple won. Yeah, it looks incredible. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just saw how short the back was and started to freak out.
Yeah.
So
it will blend itself out. Like, again, when you go back onto your Roman Empire, like, you're on the Roman.
She was like, put it in twist tonight and see how it looks tomorrow. I'm sure it will look different to your when you do your twist out, your braid out before.
To put context.
But it is what time now?
Money got a cut.
10 to 10. Am I going to go home and twist my hair? No, with my candle.
Fun. Yeah.
Am I? No. I'm going to put it in 2 cameras and go to bed.
Like we all would.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm so glad Mimi and Josh won. We'll see how, what ends up happening post Love Island. I hope they do stay together. I hope that even Nicole and Kieran, I hope they do. Even though they thought because they locked it in week 1.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I could see through the two of them as well.
Yeah.
Like
you
don't like this man, or you like the idea of him, but you don't like who he is. Yeah. I like Kieran actually.
I like Kieran
I think he's
too.
sassy.
Yeah.
I think he's.
But he doesn't talk too much.
No.
As we said.
But if you push him,
he will talk.
He will talk.
Yeah. He's learned his lesson from his 200 plus women.
And he said, I'm ready to... listen, I'm the most mature person here.
He is, unfortunately.
Why is he going back with Joey? You're what, a good 10, 15 years older than us, but you're going back and forth with him.
Embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
But don't worry, Joey was getting like club appearance literally the day after.
Of course he was.
It's just disgraceful. It's so disgraceful.
Club appearances, you're 35.
Just chill. Anyway, we'll see. Do you know what I think Love Island does need? A year off. It will not do it.
Yeah.
Definitely do not come back with anything in the winter. We do not need to see you. Have a full year off, like a proper year off, and come back in summer of 2025, refreshed, with bring the producers that you brought in last season. Because there's something that happened this last season and the season with India's, or even Amber's ones, and bring them, and bring the contestants. I'm not going to lie, we need natural looking women.
We just need people that look different from each other because everybody looks the same.
That was your
we
big...
need people who are regular ass people. We need people who...
Minus the fillers, I've literally...
Who are happy to... This is what you need to ask them. Are you happy to go back to your old job? If you don't get the brand deal after this. Because if you're only doing this to get brand deal, next.
Dip. Because, the minute we saw the selection of the people as well, I knew it wasn't going to be a great season. When no offense, all the white girls were looking exactly the same. Exactly the same. And then they're all looking 10 years over. Maybe that's why they brought Joey Essex. Because all the girls that were 24, 25 were looking like they were 34, 35. Ooh. Anyway, we're done now. Because even when they came back on screen...
You said, still so old.
Still so old. And I thought, my theory, again, with my plastic surgery Roman Empire, was that before they go on the show, they pump themselves with so much Botox so that it will relax throughout the course of the show. But some of their faces were still looking...
Well, that wasn't the thing with the girl last year where her filler was migrating.
Jesus.
It's just...
Come on,
do you know what I mean?
It's actually counterintuitive. Like, you're using the fillers to look younger, but actually it's making you look older. Anyway, let's move on.
Very small update because I don't know the details, but Jenny and Benny are done. Apparently the divorce is going ahead. The last few weeks they've been trying to salvage, but it seems to no avail. He's bought a $20.5 million mansion, so that doesn't seem like something your husband, who wants to stay married to you, will do.
No.
So I guess cancelling the tour didn't work.
No. She's really going through
it this year. She's just as bad. Stop. This is a message to anybody. PSA, listen to this. Whether you are a woman or a man, if you date men, stop centering men in your life. It's bizarre. They don't center you. Yeah. They will get up one day and go out the door and not think about the sacrifices that you've made for them because they're not ruled by that stuff.
No.
Stop centering men.
Yeah.
You cancelled your whole... Well, obviously, people were saying when they weren't buying the tour.
They weren't buying tickets.
That's the people what you cancelled the door.
Yeah. For Ben.
For man.
I feel sorry for her. I mean, I think now with
Man was dating a 20-year-old 3 years ago. Be for real.
After Ben and Jen, Stormzy and Maya, like maybe the spin in the block era is done.
Yeah,
and
both of the most famous examples have flopped.
Badly.
Actually, Ashanti and
oh yeah, did they date at that time though?
apparently,
Oh, I didn't they actually date?
they're having a baby.
Yeah, they're having a baby. Yeah. Okay, all right. Hope's still alive. But you know,
For now,
I really, again, I don't believe in spinning the block. I mean, once you're showing me who you are, an X is an X for a reason. With all due respect, I love you, but like, I don't need to be with
if
you.
you're in a car accident, maybe I would spin the block. Because maybe you
see-
had a brain injury and now you're a different person. Personality's changed.
When you said car accident, I thought you meant like in the car, so you could literally spin that block
No.
around.
I mean, if you reached out to me and you said, "Hello, Marnie, it's me," and I'm like, "Who the hell is this?" It's like, "It's me, Wilson."
Fam.
Wilson, we broke up 5 years ago. Why are you calling me? It's like, well, I had a quite traumatic accident and I'm in a rehabilitation centre and I just hoped you would come and visit me.
Oh.
I'd say, Wilson, you seem to have forgotten how things ended. What are you going to pay me to come and see me?
Wow.
Then I show up, he's looking worse for wear.
Yes.
Like, right, this is an opportunity for me to scam this man.
How has it become spinning the block? It's literally become a
No, so
plot
you'll be,
for a
you,
movie.
as my friend Shoshana will be hearing, you'll be seeing me suddenly posting Instagrams with Wilson again.
It's
like,
called.
hey.
This is now become a film called Scam the Block, not Spin the Block.
You'll be like, why is Wilson on your Instagram there? And I'm like, oh, you know, he reached out to me and he's changed.
Bruh.
Meanwhile, new bag, new shoe, new hair. Wilson's becoming more and more decrepit every day.
I'm so done. Look, I just
Big
think...
mistake, Wilson.
No.
I was not the one to come back
Poor
to.
Wilson, man. Just been dragged
Fuck
into
Wilson.
this. But yeah, I think... I'm actually really sad to hear this because I know how much No, she loved Ben. And also because Jenny from the Block has been going
She
through
don't
it.
love that now. She don't know what love is.
She
The whole
was great about film.
The whole film was about a person. Clearly, you're obsessed with love. That doesn't mean that you really are in love with these people. You're just in love with love.
But she...
The therapy didn't work.
No. But she's just been going through it this year. The film flopped, the album flopped, the tour flopped, the marriage flopped.
Yeah.
What else? Can you give this girl peace? Can you see it? Give this girl some peace. Jenny's just been going through it. So we wish her all the best. Praying. Just for strength to get through this season. Because it's definitely been a season of struggle. And maybe she needs to divorce him and come back stronger. Go back into films. Films have not done you wrong.
Well, a film literally just did it wrong.
Not her film. Go into a rom-com film.
A film literally just did it wrong. Films have never done you wrong.
A film where you were like getting back, Jenny gets her groove back.
Leave that woman alone.
Bam!
She needs a break.
You do also need a break. You have enough money. You can retire for life. Look after your babies.
It's a really tricky thing, because I actually just don't know. Because I'm like, she needs a break, but does she need to be sat? Because she sat at home dwelling on what's happened. No, maybe she does need to be working.
I mean, she can work, but I just think maybe she needs to do some work that's like behind the scenes.
Like
not
make
a film. Write a book. Write a book. Like a self-help. No.
But she's a liar.
What? Because she sang it. She said that Shanti sang.
She's a liar. That whole, the whole thing on the internet where people kept on telling stories about Jennifer Lopez. Most of them were like, yeah, all that stuff that she says is not true.
Oh my gosh. I think she should actually write a memoir, Jenny from the Block, when you hit the block. Oh wait, yeah, just something about this period of your life and how you're getting through it. And it'd be like go do an eat, pray, love type of thing. And then write about it. And then come back and be like, hey,
raise your kids.
J-lovers.
Maybe do that. Maybe stop centering men and centering yourself and try and center your children for a bit. And just be present through them, you know.
She's been married like 4 times, right? Or like engaged.
8 times.
No, she's just supposed to be with Taylor. How many times has she been married? J-Lo, marriage. I'm sure it's been...
She's been engaged 8 times.
8?
I swear she said that.
J-Lo, how many times has J-Lo been engaged? Married. Has J-Lo been married?
Sorry.
4 times.
And how many times has she been engaged?
How many times? I'm okay. I just can't imagine it being 8. I know it's definitely more than 4. 6. 6 times.
Not far away.
No,
She's got 2 more in her. I can tell.
yeah, she really does. Elizabeth Taylor did 8. Oh, she got married 8 times, and she also did spin the block at one point. Maybe that's what happens after you've done a couple of marriages. You're just like, well, there has to be something has to have happened wrong with one of them. Let me just see.
You've changed.
Yeah, so we'll try again. So yeah, that's the case. The other thing I was going to say was, because I forgot to say it during the Olympics, did you see Beyonce's little promo for the Team USA? It was so cute. She used the song Yeah from Cowboy Carter, and she had like the gymnasts and all the Olympians, well, some of the American Olympians, like clapping and dancing to the song. Very cute. It is really cute. I think that's everything we have for pop culture news.
Yeah.
Let's get to the review.
The review of the week is time for that.
Yeah. Mind you, we adjusted that before.
It's the time, indeed, for the review.
If we were going to, I was going to say a clue to the review is raw, but that's not.
I don't like that.
What does the bear sound make? Actually, perfect on this in this show is shut the fuck up. That's the sound of the bear this season.
Chef.
Yes, chef. The Bear season 3 is back.
Sorry, season 3 is back.
Season 3.
You mean The Bear is back? Season 3. Season 3 is back implies that we had a break.
Can we start again?
No, we're doing it.
Okay. Series 3 of The Bear is back. Wait. It never left.
You said it again.
Do you know what? The Bear is back.
The Bear is back.
We are so happy to watch season 3. The kitchen is open.
It never closed.
It never closed. But the fridge door opened though.
The fridge door did open.
Finally, after season
And now
3.
you can open it from the inside.
Yeah, you can. So yeah, we will welcome back again to our favourite Sid and Carmi and cousin. Always forget his name. And Richie and the rest of the gang. Marcus.
Tina.
Yeah. And the rest of the
facts.
Team. Oh yes,
We've got 3 facts this season.
The facts really brought the comedic value to the show.
I mean, if we didn't have the facts, then we're watching a very boring drama.
Honestly. So yeah, this season really is a kind of continuation from season 2 in terms of, at the end of season 2, it was opening night of the new refurbished restaurant, The Bear. And series 3 takes us on a journey where we see how each of the key characters' lives have started to change with now the restaurant being more established and now opening. And also the struggles of running a restaurant where you have Carmi, who is so razor focused on earning a star, on this being successful, because
razor focus.
What's the word? Laser. Razor and laser focus.
He's got a razor line.
Laser and focus on making this restaurant successful, especially after so much investment that came in from his uncle. Can't remember what his name is. Investment from an uncle, all the pressure that he has experienced as a chef training to this point, and you get flashbacks from some of the chefs that he had to work under, particularly Joel McHale's character. And so yeah, this series really is kind of a building on from series 2. It definitely shifts in tone from previous seasons. I think we can all agree with that. And yeah, we do see some evolutions of each of the characters. this season also, I mean, we can talk about it in more detail, but yeah, series 3 is back. You know, the bear has been. So, I need to stop saying this. Series 3 is back. No, series. I would say the bear has been for the last couple of years in top of our list in terms of event viewing. The best shows that the best series that we've watched, especially even like as we've been doing reviews on Scripts and Giggles. So it's something that we're always excited to see. And apparently they filmed series 3 and series 4 together. Oh. So God knows when we're gonna get series 4, but
that doesn't bode well.
Yeah, but they've also come off a really successful award-winning streak with The Bear as well. Won numerous Emmys.
Been nominated for a bunch.
So much.
A record number actually.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think series 3 does take it into a different place, but I think actually goes back to something that you mentioned when we last recorded about series 3. But I'll let you talk about that later. What were your overall thoughts on the series?
This will not be in my top 10 this year.
That's really sad.
Shakes me to my core, but it will not be my top 10 this year.
Yeah.
This.
It's as if like we're disappointed.
No, we are. I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah.
What has not changed is the experience of watching the show is still to the quality and caliber of it that it has been.
Yeah.
What this season lacks is any story engine, right? And in the first season, you've got like Carly's trying to keep his head above water, also dealing with the grief of losing his brother, also trying to keep the restaurant running. That is the thing. The restaurant needs to keep running. He can't fail because it's all he has left of his brother. And then they find the money, and we go into season 2 being like, are they going to be able to turn this place into a fine dining establishment in time and without running out of money? And it culminates in, season 1 culminates in that great episode where they start doing pre-orders or deliveries and everything starts to go wrong, and it's like it's a symbol of what Takami's head is like and the chaos that he's also creating in not quite keeping a lid on or dealing with the stuff that he's going through. And then season 2 again culminates in like the problem at the heart of this restaurant is not talent, it's not people's commitment to it, it's Kami not dealing with the shit that Kami needs to deal with. He's standing in his own way. We come into season 3 and it's like, what are we doing? What are we working towards? We get midway through the season that the review has already... So somebody comes in to review the restaurant and the review suddenly becomes the most important thing in the world. And the review is going to be the thing that makes or breaks it.
Yeah. Because that's also pending how much... whether Uncle can continue investing in the restaurant.
Yeah. But we don't find that out until the penultimate or even the final episode.
I think it was the penultimate episode,
yeah. So, like... The review, when it's first introduced, you're like, oh, obviously, nobody wants to get bad reviews, so I get why that's important, but, like, what are the stakes, really? And then, like, it's the second to last episode where it's like, the stakes are, this whole thing could shut down.
And then you realise, Uncle doesn't have money, even if they do get a good review. Because that's what the guy was saying, is like, how are you going to tell them that they may have to close up shop, regardless of if they get a good review? Because you don't have the money.
It's not making any money, and the reason why it's not... Well, it's making money, but it's not making enough money because Kami's changing the menu every day.
Using the most expensive ingredients.
This is all so Kami can exercise some of these demons he has collected from working with Joe McHale's character, where he was made to feel like he wasn't good enough to do this.
Yeah.
And as usual, he bottles this up. He's pushed the girlfriend away. The fact that continues to be a storyline or a lingering thing across the series, even though we don't see her as a separate issue. But yeah, he pushes Sid away. He pushes Cousin away. He pushes... But like, everyone is at arm length. Even Sugar, to an extent, is like, we need to stop changing the menu every single day. And he's like, no, this is what we need to do if we're going to become a Michelin star, or like, one of these incredible restaurants. And it's like, all well and good, but he's actually quite a selfish character. And in the previous seasons, I feel like that selfishness was maybe dampened by the fact that, like, actually he's also surrounded by people who can't quite get it together, right? It's like Richie in season 2 is doing everything he can to ruin the restaurant until he has his episode. He doesn't get it, he doesn't want to do it, it's too much change. Like, so it feels like, oh, Carmi's inner demons are also in front of him, so it makes sense why he's so selfish.
Yeah, and I was going to add, like, he also expresses some form of vulnerability. Like, I feel like towards the end of the season, like end of season 1, you have the therapy AA style episode where he just breaks down, and as the audience member, you're like, oh, I see, even in his selfishness there is something so flawed but also so, like, delicate about him, and that you kind of root for him. Same thing with series 2 in the fridge. Like, yes, he's going through a panic attack, anxiety attack, fear about everything with this opening, but even in this moment where he's having all these problems, you're like, you still see he's trying to get out of it, and you kind of, like, root for him, like it's going to be okay. Whereas series 3, there was none of that moment where I was like, okay, when is Kami going to realise that something is not right?
He feels as, honestly, weirdly, even though I could tell you what he was working towards, he feels as directionless as the series feels. Like, he's just cooking. What is it that he's trying to achieve? Question mark. What is it what is it about Carmen that he wants to put on the plate? Question mark. Like, there are actually... We don't really know that much about him as a chef, other than he is a chef.
Oh, and he believes in perfection. But what does perfection look like?
Yeah, what is it that you want to do?
Yeah.
And so, he feels like an island this season, but an island that's also sucking story out of the room, because, like, we can't access him. So every time you're with him, you're kind of just like, oh, more of this thing of Carmen is sketching, or Carmen is cooking, and he's frustrated, and he throws it in the bin, and he's not listening to Sid, and that is it. Every episode. There is no character development.
Yeah. I think when I think about this season, as I was watching, because I watched it and I rewatched some of the episodes again in preparation for this, and I honestly said that series 3 is someone's vanity project, because it felt
very self-indulgent.
So self-indulgent, and that was from episode 1.
Yeah. Like,
episode 1, I have to say, like, it set the pace for the rest of the season, and it was not a good pace at all, because that was my other big issue with the series. Like, it just lacked so much. Like,
episodes were double the length they were in the first season.
Exactly, yeah.
And nothing is going on.
And you're like, why are we 20 minutes in and I don't know what's going on, but I'm getting this beautiful, mind you, beautifully shot collage and compilation of shots of food being created and things like that. I think episode 1 really and truly could have been, you could have cut down to a 30-second or 90-second teaser spot and use it as a teaser between episode 2 and series 2 and 3. Like, it didn't need that. It could have been also be used for a behind the scenes featurette. Like, you just didn't need to make it an episode.
You could have peppered it throughout the season.
True.
Even, like, you could have, because what was was that supposed to show us, like, Carmen loves food, this is Carmen's dream, this is all Carmen's ever wanted to do, and that is why he's so obsessed with the success of this place. But because you dump it all in episode 1, and it was, you're not quite yet aware of, like, what we're trying to explain is why he's the way he is. You come into episode 2, first of all, I've forgotten half the stuff that you showed us. I literally don't remember it. And by the time I get to episode 3, I'm just like, Carmen's being a bit of a brat.
Yeah.
And I honestly, and I think The Bear is so good at getting you to care about its characters. I think that's its one, like, that's its secret sauce, right? Like, the fact that they're able to literally flip Richie's character in one episode from everyone is like, Richie's so annoying, and then he has that episode and you're like, oh my god, love Richie, he's my king, I want only good things with Richie, fuck anybody who fucks with Richie, I will kill them. Like, it is, and that's when the show is like at its best. It's like how delicate it is and raw it is in presenting those characters, and it felt like it sacrificed a lot of that this season for
aesthetic.
Yeah, for food. Which is weird. It's almost like, do you know when you're like, you've made something and you're like, the reason why I think this is good is because like the sauce just really hits and people go, I like it because it's pink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like the guys like, people love this show, they love the food. Yeah, we like the food, but I didn't come here for that.
The food is the secondary character. It's like like everyone says, Sex and the City. Yes, there's 5 characters. You have the main 4 girls and New York City. But New York City is not the main character. It is the backdrop. It is the 5th character in the story. But I would not have appreciated if I had an episode that was just a collage of New York. Like Hungry
the
Jack.
first song playing on loop for the entire episode.
Like I wouldn't need that. I come for the sex and the city, the sex of the drama of the show. Not that I'm not kind. I don't go. I'm trying to make a point where the show is called Sex and the City. Like it is not about. It's a sex that the characters experience in their relationship. No, actually.
The show is about the sex they're having in the city. It's not about the city. God.
No, yeah.
That's why it's called Sex
and
in the
City. No.
Wait, is it Sex?
It's like Sex and the City.
Sex and the City.
No, the series really is about the girls and their relationships.
Yeah, Sex
and
the City.
yes, there is some sex, but actually
there's a lot of sex.
Okay. Yes.
There's a lot of sex. Don't say some.
There is a lot, but it's not about the city. That's the back burner. And the same thing with this show. Like I remember the food element was really enticing and just it was enjoyable to watch as kind of like a palate cleanser to what was going on in terms of the drama, but it wasn't the center of the show. And this series felt like, yeah, it was about the food. Like it was like a chef. Like it was supposed to praise fine dining and the process of cooking food. And I'm like, fam, I could go and watch, MasterChef if I really wanted to do that.
That was my fault. If I really want to see good food, I'm not going to watch The Bear. No. I'm going to watch MasterChef.
Yeah.
Because people then eat the food and they tell me what it tastes like. Me watching you guys putting this food, I don't know if this food is good or bad.
And I'm telling you, from the way some of it was looking, it wasn't hitting my spot.
The fact that you guys aren't making their money, I'm thinking it's not great. I'm thinking the food really doesn't slap. And even if the food does slap, you're never going to see it again because there's a new menu tomorrow.
Yeah, and then you keep on chucking the food in the bin.
I also found, and I think we talked about this in the first season, that this season also they really, really cooled down. Like to a point, it was like there's something very surgical, and like obviously that's on purpose, right? Because what Carly does is like, but like. You're right, it doesn't make the food look appealing sometimes.
No, but...
To have, like, the palate is so cool.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to eat cool food, though. You want to eat warm food.
Yeah. I want to eat food that's kind of cover the plate. Like...
I don't mind if it's, like, the small things, because I've been to a restaurant...
Small plates.
Where and they, like, pack a lot of flavour and they taste so good. Like, I get it. Like... I get it. And it's also so expensive, so it's like...
Enjoy this morsel.
Yeah, exactly. Breathe this in. That was a meal. But if I was at a restaurant and it was even lit like that, I would be like, I'm going home.
Yeah,
This is not an experience I've enjoyed. I'm, again, not surprised people don't want to eat at this restaurant. But yeah, I just think the whole thing really suffered from being directional. I feel like they didn't use the ensemble effectively this season either. I can't work out if it was because of the strike. They didn't know who would be coming back and who wouldn't to shoot. And that's why it's very thin. Like, Richie's story this season is really thin.
Yeah.
Sid literally has one conflict this season, which is, will she sign the papers? And it lasts the entire season.
I will say that you predicted this. Miley predicted that if there was going to be a storyline to really, like, the storyline for series 3 could be something around a competitor. You kind of have to say something, because my girl is just saying, did I lie?
Again, the Whoopi, not the Whoopi, the Oprah gif of her going.
Again, you need to describe the gift. It's the audio.
Hands up to heavens.
Yeah.
Where no lies detected.
No, it's no lies.
Because I can feel them. What feels like. It's interesting what you said about the fact that they've shot seasons 3 and 4 together, because it's got that grinding. Do you remember that show we watched, The Changeling?
It's the one with
Lakeith Stanfield.
Yes, I was thinking about that today. I was like,
It's sort of spinning wheels, but not trying to move because you've decided you're going to actually do this stuff in season 4.
Yes.
And then so you give people a season 3 of nothing. And because we are like, no, this is a good show. Like, next episode it'll
come back.
No, and it's going to be... What?
Yeah.
I think that they've decided we're going to do some really cool stuff in season 4 and that'll be our last season. So season 3 needs to not... It can't move the story forward.
Far, yeah.
But I think it really just thwacks off... Sorry. Again, you said it was very self-indulgent. Very self-indulgent to the point where you're like, oh, people will come back for a season 4 if we give them a shit season 3.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't.
It's true.
Maybe they won't.
And the thing, I was talking about this we talked about it maybe off pod, but series 3 I definitely feel like has been able to get more eyeballs and more viewers, because series 1, when it came out, again, new season, so it's only just starting to build its audience, understand who their audience is. Over the last year, they won a plethora of awards, nominated for even more, and that was happening during the time that series 2 had just launched. So then they were getting more viewers. So viewers that, of course, love series 1, advocated for series 1, talking about it, building the buzz for series 2. Series 2 probably had a much higher viewership. And then now you've now been able to grow such a big audience around this show, critically acclaimed, loved by critics, loved by viewers. You now go into series 3 when you're probably getting into your, again, a really large audience, loads of promotion around it. It's a big hit for FX. And this is the season you give. You know, it just... Series 3 could be, for some viewers, the first time they're watching it in real time, not catching up.
Yeah.
And this is what you got.
I do want to say, well, two things.
Yeah.
I mentioned it briefly before talking about the actors, but also, like, the room had just started for this when the strike happened.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. Could you maybe have a look? I remember reading that there were writers in the room. However, every single episode is credited to Christopher Storer.
Yes, who is he?
He's the director and the creator of the show.
Oh.
But I feel like that might be a strike thing.
Okay.
Because I think I remember seeing a tweet where a guy was like, oh, we've all been let go from our room.
I'm just going to write the Bear writing room and see if anything comes up. How the Bear writer's plan went wrong for all the best reasons. That was from last June.
Go to IMDb and let's see if anybody's credited for the episodes. Because I also think, and I've been talking about this a lot this week, one person should not be storylining an entire series.
I just wrote the Bear IMDb and at the top it says yes chef. Yes chef.
That is really cool.
Google, that's really cool.
That's
Sorry.
really cool.
Sorry to jump in, go
on. To storyline an entire series is really hard. And okay, one person could probably storyline the whole of their first season because they spent so much time on that project anyway. But to storyline a third season when you probably never even planned a third season is probably very difficult. But
is it having that same effect of like a one writer perspective? We talked about this with Supercell actually as well. Definitely there was a massive discrepancy or difference in the first half of the season and the second half, because the first half, as we know, it was written predominantly by Rapman, and then the second half seemed to have a few more contributors, and you could really see the difference in the story and how it built.
So every episode is credited to Christopher Storer, right? When you watch the episode, it says written by Christopher Storer. Look how many people have writer credits on this show.
Oh, okay, there's quite a few.
I'm curious as to why they don't get episode credits. But most of them, 2022, 2022, 2023, 2023 to 2024, don't know what that means, 23, 24, story by, so they didn't write the end episode, story by. I think that they did not have a room.
Okay, because of the strikes.
And I don't know if they had started the room, because sometimes when you start, if we were to start a room and then the strike happens, I don't think you can even use that stuff anymore.
Really?
So maybe it was like, oh, then we have to restoryline. I don't know. I would love to know. I would
Yeah.
literally love to know. Because I feel like I remember in previous seasons seeing like a mixture of names.
Different
And
writes.
this season I was like, oh, he's written every single episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
No.
Do you know what, the episode where I found it the weirdest? And again, I'm not just to say that like men can't write women. I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
But the only episode that I actually thought was genuinely good.
I think we're gonna agree on the same one.
1, 2, 3. The one where Sugar has a baby.
Oh! Maybe not. Let's take that back. Okay, you go first.
Story wise,
Yeah.
no, I like Tina's episode, but like story wise, for Sugar to call her mum who she is estranged from,
Yeah.
for her mum to turn up, and the only thing we've ever seen of this character is that she's a mess. The tension throughout the episode is very clear. Is her mum going to hold it together?
Yeah.
Is this going to be another thing in which her mum lets her down? It's also so thematically rich because she's about to become a mum,
Yeah.
making peace with her mum.
Yeah.
It just felt like
It was a great story, yeah.
well-structured episode, and like did what The Bear does well, which is take a character who you think you know at the top of the episode, like I was like, her mum's gonna fuck this up, and leave them on a point where it's like, oh, people are capable of changing, people are capable of growing, and I really I was genuinely happy at the end of the episode that her mum figured it out.
Yeah,
even
that
though
was
obviously
sweet.
there are glimpses of her making it about her, because like that's what happens when you're that kind of person, but like she's trying,
Yeah.
and it felt very complete as an episode.
Yeah. I'm actually just going back to that episode to see who wrote it. I think it's a Legacy episode. Is it Legacy? Napkins is Tina's episode.
No, it's napkins.
Oh, it's Ice Chips. That's the episode, because she's like,
Yeah.
oh, I need ice chips. That was actually written by a woman, Joanna Carlo. So there was I think some of the later episodes are written by other people.
Okay.
So it was written by Joanna Carlo.
Which makes sense because,
Yeah.
like I said, I was like, there's lots of
Yeah.
like thematically, it feels like you like a female story.
Yeah,
So-
and even Tina's episode was written by a woman, Catherine Shatina. Yeah, I think that was a great episode. I found it a bit long at places. So again, going back to my issue with pace, but it was a really nice episode, and I kept on wondering why it was called Ice Chips, and of course it makes sense. Of course, it was a sweet episode, and it was really nice to see Jamie Lee Curtis in that role again, especially after like just how incredible the Forks episode was from season 2.
Fishes.
There was an episode called Forks, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
that's what spoons.
Speaking of crap. So even the cutlery was wrong. Fishes, yeah. But anyway, it was just great to come back to that. The reason I liked Tina's episode, it felt like it was a nice like origin story to Tina. I know there has been some focus on Tina's character in previous seasons, but it felt like this was a really nice like.
But did
Kinda-
you feel like?
It wasn't needed. That definitely wasn't.
Yeah,
But-
it just felt not. And I agree with you. I liked the episode.
Yeah.
I really liked Tina, so I'm
Yeah.
glad that we got to spend
Yeah,
some
yeah.
time with her. I'm glad she got an episode to herself.
Yeah.
But like, story arc of the season.
It added nothing to it.
Why this now?
Yeah. To me, it felt more fitting in series 2, especially when you had what's the black guy's name?
Marcus.
Again? Marcus is like going to Copenhagen. Like you heard his origin story. You saw Tina's origin story. You saw the other older black guy's here. So you really saw everyone's origin story, and I think that's actually Tina's episode Napkins could have been folded into whatever episode. She had a bit of a spotlight in series 2, but it could have been folded into it. But it was really nice to kind of just to be in a world again. It was also directed by Ayo as well, Ayo Debris. And I think it was directed well. Like if that was her directorial debut, that it was really great to kind of see that and see that opportunity for the cast as well to be able to direct. But each episode suffered with pace. The only episode that I think was okay pace wise was actually episode 2, because episode 2 to me felt like
Was that the one with the list?
Yeah, non-negotiable.
Yeah.
That felt like actually a fitting opener to the series because it was like a continuation of what happened.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
very
end.
classic The Bear as well.
Yeah, and it did with the arguing and the shouting. And
Yeah.
it felt really, and it felt right. And it had some funny. Wait, no, I think my funniest moment. I don't think was in episode 2. Was episode 3.
There was
Facts.
a funny moment there was a funny moment in episode 2. I can't remember what it is, but somebody said something and I was like, oh, I can't remember what it was, but I remember being like, oh yeah, this is the rhythm of the show again, which I quite. I mean, I liked, but I also found myself for the first time being like, this is annoying, because I think of the way that we came in with that really slow, indulgent opening. You then find yourself being like, why have we made the choice to come back to this?
No,
place?
yeah, sure, it's true, but it just felt more fitting in the world of the bear.
No.
And I mean, facts in terms of comedic energy and just comedic timings, facts. Yeah, him and all the other facts, and then even having like the cameo from John Cena, like
Josh Hartnett as well.
And Josh Hartnett as well as the
Richie's ex-wife's new husband.
Yeah, they were nice to see, but having the John Cena and the facts episode, and when they brought that the calculator guy in and being just them saying like
Computer.
Computer.
His name's Computer.
Computers, and he was there telling Carmi like you're spending too much money. I think that felt like again like a really nice episode where there's a bit of story of like something that a lot of restaurant owners do face, like your expenses and your incoming is not matching, and you are you're in a space where you could have this restaurant being closed because you're not making enough money. And it was really funny, like the way that was introduced to us. Yeah, John Cena's cameo I think was really like probably my favourite from the whole season.
Like, we need you to get some duck. He's like, sure, like fresh water. And they're like, from the store.
Yeah.
Go to a
So
park and pick up a duck. Like,
honestly.
no, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah. The moment that made me laugh out loud, and I went to rewatch the episode again. I think it's episode 3 maybe, was facts. So when Kami is just doing his Kami ways in the restaurant, everything's going just a disaster. People are like breaking plates, or it's been slipping out of their hands. Richie was nowhere to be seen, and then Fax is there going, okay, I can help serve a table, and then Kami's like, please but these are like really special soups or whatever. I want you to put the boiling water in the soups in front of them. And then he does it, and then brings the plate back to Kami going, I've done it, I poured the boiling water in front of them, and he's like, what the hell? And then,
why have you brought it back?
Why you bring it back? And then Richie's like, don't worry about it. Like, this is I think it's episode 2 actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, this is my system, don't worry. Like,
no, I think it's the episode afterwards.
Okay, 3 then. But that to me.
Or maybe it's 2 and then 3 is non-negotiables.
No, 2 was non-negotiables.
Okay,
yeah,
it's 3 then.
I think. But that was the episode that was the first time I laughed out loud, and I was like, this is not great. Because no, it's like even I'm not saying The Bear is like laugh out loud funny comedy type
it has
of vibe.
not been. Yeah,
it's never. And we've said this. It's never been that type of thing. But it's like I still feel like relatively happy when I'm watching the episodes, and like up to that point, I've just was like, I've been like, sighing, and then just to have just a small bit of comedic timing, which it wasn't like the most funniest thing in the world, but it was just like I just needed this, is what made me laugh like episode 2, 3, and I'm just like, oh
yeah,
it's just disappointing.
I agree. I actually found myself like midway through the season being like, does this even count as a comedy anymore?
No, this is drama, man.
Like, because I think also I was midway through the season. It was actually a slog to watch.
Same.
And midway through the season, they announced the Emmy nominations coming up. I think it's Emmys.
Yeah, it's Emmys.
Yeah. And
we haven't talked about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah.
The Bear's been nominated like a ridiculous amount of times, and like comedy category. I'm like, but then do you know what was really interesting? I was looking at the other comedies and I was like, half of these should not be in this category.
Was Baby Reindeer in the comedy section as well?
I can't remember. No, I think it was limited.
Oh, actually, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I think we need to do away with comedy and drama sections and maybe just do half hours and hours
It loses. It doesn't have that same like pizzazz.
It does have the same pizzazz, but like
It's accurate.
there is you're very because I think you're expecting the average person to understand that there is variety when you say the word or I expect them to understand what you really mean. It's a 30-minute because if you are telling me Abbott Elementary is a comedy and I watch that and I enjoy that, so I should watch The Bear.
Different shows.
I'm going to be upset.
Ironically, there was Comic-Con and Kinta announced that there's going to be a crossover episode in the future season of Abbott Elementary. God, she didn't say what show.
Oh,
she was a secret. But everyone was guessing it was The Bear. I was like, no.
That doesn't work because I exists in both of those.
Yeah, exactly. That's what someone said. It doesn't work. But also, they were like, people are also guessing maybe it's with something in Philadelphia because they're both based in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Which could be a potential.
No.
Yeah, I think it's in Philly.
Chicago.
Shoot.
I swear we've had this exact conversation before. It's called,
oops. So actually the Bear should really be the case.
The full name is the beef of Chicagoland.
Yeah, but I mean like, but is Abbott Elementary Chicago?
It's Philly.
Yeah, so that's why I said it always sunny in Philadelphia could be a crossover.
Oh, I thought you were saying that The Bear and...
No, okay. Sorry, yeah. So people are...
Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a completely different type of show. I guess I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Do not cross those worlds over.
No,
It makes me scared.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think overall... I'm trying to think of any other points I was going to make on this season. Okay, towards the end... Oh, yeah, just to wrap up. At the end of the series... there's like 2 funerals. One that was a funeral of that was 2 funeral scenes. Not at the end. In the series, there was 2 like funeral moments. One was what is that black guy's name again? Lionel. Marcus. Fuck.
I've said it like 3 times.
I cannot literally remember his name. Marcus is
Lionel. That's crazy.
Marcus's mum, who and she passed away in the previous season. So. And actually, you know what? When his introduction in episode 2 felt like a nice reprieve from all the shouting.
Yeah.
So that we had that early in the season, and you really got to see the vulnerability in his character during this as he was grieving, and then you had at the end it was like the funeral of a restaurant. So Olivia Colman's restaurant was closing down, and the last episode, going back to that self-indulgent,
Poulter back.
And this is I had a point about Will Poulter, but I'll bring it up soon. But this episode was like an episode where like all the chefs and restaurateurs in the industry came to kind of celebrate the closing of Olivia Colman's restaurant, and at points it felt like a real conversation. Like it felt
100%.
Like it felt.
I don't think those because those are real cooks.
Yeah, exactly.
That they're talking to.
Yeah.
I don't think they can act.
No.
So I think they actually have to just have the actors ask some questions.
Yeah, and it felt, you know what? It felt authentic. Like when they were talking and the way they were joking, I was like, oh, this feels like a conversation that I relate to. Like I would have a conversation with my friends like this. Like, and that's why I was like, yeah, these guys are not actors. Even when that guy was showing Kami how to pull out the wishbone, I was like, no, this is not acting. But I mean, this is a real life chef telling Jeremy Allen White, you need to do this, turn the chicken this way, because the guy can't act. Like it's not an acting thing.
There's footage of some of those chefs. So some of those chefs who they were speaking to also help like prep the show, or like consultants on the show.
Yeah.
There's like footage of them like teaching.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy and the guy who plays Marcus and Sid like how to do things like backstage off set.
Yeah. Backstage, come on. But I mean I love the authenticity of the show, and it's something that they kind of like alluded to as well in that episode where Sid goes to the different restaurants in series 2 and like tastes like different restaurants across Chicago.
So I found this out very randomly, but Christopher Stora's sister is the one who like basically is their food like stages all the food on
really
and has a restaurant.
Really?
So I think they actually the reason why there's so much reverence for food and restaurants because they come from a
restaurant world. And ironically, I was just looking at episode 1. It was written. It may not be the sister, but it was written by Christopher Storer and Courtney Storer.
I think that's the sister.
That may be. That's not episode 1. That was episode 2. But like,
if you go to her Instagram, she it's just plates of food and then like videos of her prepping like the actors and the characters. It was really cool, actually.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's what I love about the show. That it's very authentic. Like that scene, that even that episode. Even though at times I thought like this conversation is dragging. Let's get to the story. Let's get to the confrontation between like Kami and Joel McHale's character. Don't know what his name is.
Very. I mean, it was unsatisfying, but it was right.
Yeah.
To those characters, like that guy was never gonna say I'm sorry, I made you feel bad.
Not.
He's exactly the same. Like it's really hard because I really like Joel McHale, but like as that character, I'm like he needs to be hit by a car.
Yeah, but I think that's the whole point. Like I was even thinking about it when I watched it. Like Joel McHale, I've only seen him in a few things like Community, and also like he used to do this show like on E called Juice, whatever it was. Yeah. Damn. His character has always been a bit jokey. So to see him in this really like serious like role, it's very different. Definitely to see him in this space. He
still looks good though.
He does. He does. I mean, I think that they dyed his hair. Like his hair's not that jet black.
No, his hair's not like that.
But he looked good. He looked good. But it's just that moment, even though it is frustrating, you could tell the frustration from Kami's perspective, that like single tear that dropped.
I mean, it's not even just frustration. It's like he's genuinely afraid of this person. Yeah. He's scared of him. Yeah.
It's I was talking to my brother about it because he worked in a restaurant at one point, and like actually was in a restaurant when I was in Paris, and he talked about how like that culture of chefs, sous chefs, just the environment in the kitchen is so intense and so stressful, and the way that people talk to each other is like mean. And I can't believe he still doesn't watch The Bear, but like even when I tell him about the show,
maybe it's like too triggering.
Exactly. I don't do that because he was a server, so he was like he could see the impact, and he could see it also when the chefs would speak to him in a certain way. So it's just that episode again is indulgent from a chef restaurant industry perspective. I had two thoughts. Firstly is a thought about the overall season. Like in series 2, Sid and Kami was a talking point. We all remember this scene under the table, and this is the lover girl in me really wanted something to happen. And I felt like in series 3 was like the biggest lead balloon. Like it just never came up again.
No, now I'm like, oh, those two would make a terrible couple.
Yeah, no, they would. Absolutely would.
Together.
And then
I don't even know why we thought there was anything. We was high. All of us was high.
No, but they really made it out. Like the fact that this guy was having a panic attack, and he was like, my pee. Like he was trying to like calm down, and Sid was the person that was calming him down, not Claire. Or thoughts of Sid was calming him down.
Okay, I have a point on this.
Yes,
I'll let you finish your point.
Because there was a point that came up, but you go because I think that we have a similar point on that.
Okay, so my point is... Oh, I know what your point's going to be, so my point is not that point, but my point is that point.
Point. Period.
Same point again.
Yeah.
I think what we ship, and I'll speak for myself and you can say whether any of this turns through. What I ship about Sid and Kami is the partnership of two people creating something together, right? There is something very powerful and intimate about making something with someone. So naturally you're like, but just gave birth to a restaurant. We should have a child. Like, why are we going to have children with other people? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We're doing something that we could not do with other people. Other people couldn't do. You couldn't do it with anyone but me.
Yeah.
Like, this is a partnership.
Yeah.
Like, what we're really shipping is what we saw was a partnership between, like, almost psychic connection, a creative connection between two people where it's just like, I say this, you say this, we have the same thing in mind, we're going to make this place be incredible. They have been completely out of sync this season. Right? And that is why immediately the romantic thing has disappeared, because the romantic thing was just us adding on to what we could see, which is like, they have a very special and intimate relationship for being two people who create together. That's what it is like to create with someone.
Yeah.
And
from experience. Someone told me not to bother saying it, but you know.
No, you had to, because you're that bitch.
Period.
That messy bitch.
Yeah.
I've never actually like. I feel like I would feel differently if I had like I've made a film with a friend before, and I think it definitely brought us closer together.
Yeah, definitely.
Would I make a film with him again? No.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he was my creative partner. I feel like if I ever found my creative partner where it was like, we have the exact same references, we make the same thing, it's art, I would marry that. I would marry that man. Yeah. Why would I not? I don't want anybody else to get him. Yeah. That's crazy. And then he goes to make stuff with you. No. Yeah. Everything he makes belongs to this house now. Mm-hmm. So, but that's me. I actually think in watching that, and actually I read this book as well, which was about two people who make games. And I was like desperate for them to like end up together by the end of the book, and they don't end up together. I was like, I'm literally crying. Like, I feel bereft. But he asked her, like, why did we never get together? And she was like, but we're already together. Like, we already together. I could never make a game with anyone but you. And I was like, oh, that's what it is. Yeah. That's that thing. And then at the end he asked her to make a game. And I'm like, that is basically equivalent of saying, let's have sex. Yeah. Let's get married. Let's make a game together. Like, to me, I was like, this is actually really unlocked something for me. This is really unlocked something for me. I don't know how to explore it. Put it to one side. Anyway, that is what I liked about Sid and Carmi. Yeah. And I was like, I would love to watch a show that was about two people who start off as
like creative kindred spirits.
Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, not this.
Go on.
Because I actually don't know how it ends.
What?
But it's kind of like, I guess, the thinking behind putting Ugly Betty and like Mark together.
I would say more Daniel, right?
Sorry, Daniel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we've been, you make me a better version of myself, and I make you a better version of myself, and we come together, and it's like, whoa. Yeah. But I don't know if that works. I haven't seen it, and also in my head it doesn't work because you started off as subordinate, and that's not what I mean. You have to start off as kind of equals for this to work.
I can't say anything because I have watched the end. I rewatched it. Well.
I mean, you can.
Oh, you?
So I'll probably forget. But don't tell me.
Okay. My mouth was literally about to open the secrets of the end of Ugly Betty. But that series has been on for 20 years.
Yeah, and don't tell me. Someone tried to spoil the end of the L Word on a podcast, and I was like, it's so rude because not everybody's watched this show.
I mean, I haven't watched it, but that show has been donkeys.
So does that mean you can tell me everything that's happened in the show?
I think that show was shot in like 3K. It wasn't even like 4K. Okay, anyway, let's move on.
What if I wanted to watch it?
Well, then...
Now you told me someone dies. Ruined the whole thing.
That's Game of Thrones, basically. No, I think... Yeah, I get it. I think the reason why I shipped...
Because you love the swell.
You tried to get your little...
I did get my lick.
You did. No, the reason why I love their dynamic, even though I can't imagine them together, but I liked their dynamic...
Ivory? Is that what you say?
Together in perfect harmony, whatever. The reason I like them as the together, it's similar to you, like the partnership between them. Because it's unmatched. Like, Carmi met his match when he met Sid. Like, there was no one who was willing to like push back on him.
This sounds like Rouse.
It does.
I matched when I met
and then you.
No one else was willing to push back. Like, this would be music to my ears.
If you need a wedding vow writer, call me. No, but I love the workplace dynamic thing. You could tell there's a tension between them. Hence that scene under the table in series 2 where it's like they're not touching, but like everything about this scene where he's like fixing the table. He's fixing the table and she's just there. Or the fact like he's
fixing the table and she's just cared.
Like there's just this tension between them that just captivates the screen, and that's what I ship. Yeah. But I will say this, like that's what I shipped about them, and again that scene in series 2 where he's having that panic attack and she is the peace that he feels. Yeah. What was quite interesting, and someone picked this up on TikTok, was that actually in this season they were trying to position Claire as the peace. Because and he even mentions it to Fax. So Fax goes to Claire and says, "Oh, like you're kind of like you're his piece. You're the person that like he really wants to be with." And there were some other scenes early in the season which, perfectly honest, the lighting was getting on my nerves. I could barely see them. And you, sorry, again, my whole directional mind is, but yeah, there's scenes where they're really implying that actually Kami's one true love is supposed to be Claire.
Yeah, which is absolutely
which is fine, but I don't buy it. But
we met her yesterday.
Exactly, and she's not the piece. He was having bare panic attacks when he was thinking about Claire. And they both come from, actually even Sid comes from, they all come from a high pressure environment. But I just feel like Sid understands Kami's world just so much more. And of course, he's a chef. So that was the interesting point I wanted to bring up. That was one of the interesting points I wanted to bring up about this last episode. Or just the season in general, especially around the Sid and Kami relationship, shipping thing that we had. The second point I wanted to bring up was actually Will Poulter's character. Firstly, hold on. Firstly, Will Poulter look-wise, he looks so young. He has like a baby face. As someone who used to have a baby face, it kind of does. I can relate to it because I had to go and Google how old he is. It's like 32. Why do you keep on doing this face? You're going. Let me finish my thought. And it made me think as I was watching it. Going back to my Roman Empire of plastic surgery, there has been a lot of rumours around Zac Efron doing a lot of stuff to his face to potentially make himself look older, and now he looks unrecognisable.
Why would you want to look older? You will age at some point.
You will age, but I think because when he was off Disney Channel, like High School Musical age, like High School Musical times, he looked so young. Even in Hairspray, he still looked quite youthful. So he was always kind of like stuck, like pigeonholed into teen heartthrob type of thing, and he wanted to go into other types of genres. This is rumours.
And now you look like a little version of David Hasselhoff, and that solved your problems.
That really did.
Every time I see him, I get a jump scare.
Yeah, like who the hell is
I
this?
didn't ask for this.
But the thing is, every now and again, he looks like
himself.
Close himself, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see Zac looking at himself. I love this look. I'm like, the way that the filler and everything is moving, we don't know what it's gonna look like tomorrow. But yeah, I was thinking about Will Poulter, that his face looks so young, and probably that's how Zac Efron's face would have looked like had he stayed, not like exactly like Will Poulter, but had he not touched a plastic surgery, he would probably had such a baby face at his ripe old age of 32. So that was my first thought. My second thought was that scene.
I'm hoping you're gonna get to what I was gonna get to.
Yeah.
But you're going around the house.
I'm going around the house. Sorry, my second thought was that scene where Sid and Will are talking about like siblings, if they have siblings, and I was like, this is a very interesting conversation. For one, I have never seen Will and Sid in the same scene together in previous seasons.
It's the first time we met.
The first time. I was really shipping them.
At the party,
there was something there. There was something there because when they were talking about their families, I was like, "This is date conversation. Why are we privy to this?" That was my other point. But the Will Poulter young face, yeah,
I'm absolutely sat for this.
If they,
do you know what? If you're not going to give me some Kami, I'll have this. I'll take this. I'll take this. Actually, this is a step up.
I absolutely agree.
The relationship has glowed up.
I agree, 100%.
One of our own boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really feeling it. So I wasn't the only one. Okay, great.
Because I was like...
Yeah, I was like... The comments...
Like, when they're like, oh, we're going to continue... I was like, well, first of all, why you can't... We don't know you. We don't know you. This is me and my boys from my restaurant.
Yeah. But then Kami's...
She's like, no, you should come too. Kami's not here.
Oh, yeah, there's a party, isn't
Kami's the guy that connects the two of us.
Yeah.
But you won't come to the party at our house. Then you won't leave me alone.
No, it was that scene.
Like, in the little montage bit, I was like,
I wanted to rewatch that montage again. There's something there.
Whatever you're setting up, you better deliver.
Deliver.
You
hard.
better deliver.
I want to be seeing Will Poulter in series 4.
Yeah.
Not just guest star.
Husband.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a nice little light at the end of a very dark tunnel.
If they don't get together in this show, cast them in a rom-com now.
Yes.
Today.
Because people are really shipping the Ayo and Paul Mescal. Nope.
Boo. That man is not a good man.
No.
He's going on my list. Do you ever you see someone and after a while you're just like, I don't feel like you do good things? He's going on my list of people that I'm like, there's just something, the vibes is off. I don't like it.
I mean, he will always be the runaway.
There shouldn't be so many stories about you. You're too outside for me. Yeah. I think you got to go on the list.
No, but I think, honestly, that was a surprise that I wasn't expecting. I was even expecting if they were going to try and do something, it would be between Sid and the new chef that's trying to poach her. But actually, I mean, it's not.
He's like old enough to be a dad.
Yeah, actually, sorry, I take that back. But like,
stop.
But that it was that conversation when they were talking about siblings. I was like,
what happened with Marcus? They kind of just left that.
No, Marcus
billowing in the wind.
Marcus is going through a vulnerable time, I think.
No, I get that, but that's just gone.
Yeah, but she rejected him. Like he expressed his feelings.
But now his mom's dead, so you got to drag him.
No.
If at first you don't succeed.
No, because she'll also be getting with him for all the wrong reasons.
Who said?
She would.
Maybe she's like, wow, grief looks good on you.
I'm here for the Will Porter thing. If we're gonna,
yeah, I'm sure you are.
We're gonna nourish.
I'm sure there's a reason why you're not rooting for Marcus.
I would root for Marcus because I love their dynamic. But the thing is, she ain't feeling it. But if Will wants to,
you thought I was feeling it.
He was feeling it. When there was, I don't know what it was. It was talking about the siblings. I asked her a question like, "Oh, do you have siblings?
Are we so starved?
Who was that person that you like fight for or fight with, and knows your inexperience?" I'm like, wow, this is a great question. This is a great date questions. Write this down. Tips.
Are we so starved?
Yes.
Well, that'll be it. Thank you for answering that. I truly think that's what's happening here. Because I feel like the men be giving you these tiny little snippets and then we'll be like, so next season, obviously they'll be married. And then, like, what is happening? We're so starved of hot people on TV getting into relationships. Honestly. And they can cook pastries.
Yes, and so they balance each other out. And he because they're not in the same she really does have a thing for pastry guys. But or not, yeah.
She got pass on him too. Yeah. But I'm so sorry, I only see you as a friend because you make pastries. I'm trying to be with men who make, steaks. Steak tartare.
Anyway, I'm shipping. But before we give our ratings, should we give a quick prediction of what we think is going to happen in Series 4? Given that they have filmed it.
Sid is either going to sign or not sign.
Wow. Is that what happens in Series 3?
Because I'm actually trying to even think of, how is this good drama for her to be... the ensemble being split up, to me, will make the episodes feel even more disconnected than they already did in this season. It's dramatic if she leaves.
Yeah.
But I just think it will create these sort of... I don't know what... given how weird the episodes were this season, I don't know if that will help them going forward.
I do... Is that all your predictions?
No, I predict that Marcus is going to end up... I actually predict that overall, Marcus is going to end up being the most famous chef out of all of them.
Ooh.
Because I think that he doesn't have the ego or the indecisiveness. He doesn't have the ego that Carmen does. Like the perfectionism that Carmen does, that's holding him back. The sort of indecisiveness that Io has, or that imposter syndrome-iness that Io has holding her back. He cooks in a very pure and honest way.
Yeah.
And he's just not, he's unencumbered. I think unlike both Sid and Carmi, he doesn't really experience failure.
Yeah.
As a chef.
No, yeah.
Sid had her failed business, Carmi had to, to drop out, basically after left that other restaurant because he was so ill. They have experienced failure, and I think it makes you sometimes so cautious that you're actually not making your best art.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas I don't think he has that. Also, I just think it would be, it's a nice little from
switcheroo.
Because so maybe if you make you think season 4 is going to be about the battle between Carmen and Sid. And actually, here comes Marcus on top.
Ooh, I like that.
Because Sid is making a decision that, if she decides to leave, part of me is like, yeah, that makes sense. It's quite a toxic place to work, but also that seems like restaurant culture.
Oh yeah.
So you're leaving because you want to be in power. You want to be in power. You want to be in power.
Yeah.
You might get there and also have things that's like just. It's not easy to be on the top.
No.
Actually,
No.
and at least at the restaurant, everyone even goes around and kind of blame Carmen.
That is true.
It's Carmen being like a bad boss.
Yeah.
Tina. I don't know.
Yeah.
More of the same.
Yeah.
Richie, I think he's gonna date that woman from the other restaurant.
Same. I like their vibe.
Cute.
I really like their vibe.
I like that for them.
Yeah.
They could have actually had that story happen in this season, but
Really, because again, it would really come back the whole like Richie's lonely or
yeah,
alone.
which then ends up being the entire
Arc of his.
and like we don't resolve it.
No.
The facts get another fact,
Love it.
and Unc has a heart attack, and they get all of his life insurance money to keep the restaurant going.
Wow, that's how you. Okay. Wow, so he dies.
Yes.
Do you know what? That's.
I mean, they've made their peace, right? At the end of the season, he says, "I wish I'd been there for you." Carmen says it's okay.
No, yeah. Do you know what? Your predictions were blown. Any of the suggestions I had out of the water. I do think that Sid will take their option, take the offer. I think, of course, Carmi will be in despair. I feel like Will Porter's character will come and start sniffing around. I think like he looked like he needed the job, so I think he's gonna end up working at the restaurant too.
Oh yeah, because he's just moved to America.
Yeah, he's just.
That's the other thing they mentioned. I was like, ooh.
Why?
So
Why? Mm-hmm.
Why?
So I think he's gonna join the restaurant, and then they're gonna build a relationship from there.
Stop.
I've got their relationship down. I think Carmi is he's gonna go into despair, and reach out to Claire.
I think Claire's coming back.
I think Claire's gonna come back, but it's gonna be very
Did
short-lived.
he leave a voicemail?
He may have. Yeah, it's gonna resolve. Like it's gonna be a very short-lived like resolution, but they're gonna leave at peace this time. The review will massively impact the restaurant, and for most of the season they're gonna be on the brink of it gonna fall apart. It's gonna fall apart completely. I think one of the chefs is gonna leave. As well, actually no, Sid's already left, so I don't think. No, Tina and Marcus will stay to continue like holding the ship down. Tina will get promoted to Io's character. Facts will continue to bring the jokes. Richie will get with that girl, as you mentioned, and he'll bring her to the wedding. Like, the wedding will be like one of the last few episodes of Celebration. When I say the wedding of Richie's ex. Tiff, yeah. Do you know what? That uncle heart attack one is such a good storyline, because honestly, the only way that I think that restaurant's going to survive is if the guy that tried to poach Ayo and Kami try and combine. Which I don't...
To make one mega restaurant!
Which doesn't make any sense.
No.
That doesn't. So, yeah, I'm going to just follow your lead on the uncle one, because I think they need to get some capital back in.
Maybe that's why, season 4 is the end, because they just don't make any money on the closes.
John McHale does Ghost of the Bear.
He will?
He will, like, just go in, no, he will go in, like, visit the restaurant, like, go and eat at the restaurant. They will get a star at the end. A Michelin star.
Do you think Kami will ever speak to his mum again? Because they sort of introduced that at the end as well. It's like your mum wants you to call her. Yeah,
I think they will have... I think we're gonna get a couple. I think we're gonna get like a Fishes Part 2 episode, with the family.
Sugar's baby's christening.
On fire! I mean, it's like you do this for a living.
Almost like I do this for a living.
Yeah, I think you can actually build some of the episodes already. Like there's some really great episodes you're gonna get. But I actually believe you on the uncle thing, because I do think someone's gonna die this season. Someone. It better not be with him. He only just came, and I do think, even though Aya will be, we will ship them for the majority of the season. The veil will drop from Aya's eyes and Kami's eyes, and they will at the end we're gonna have a thing where it's like an open-ended question where they kind of like they see each other for the first time going like,
no, that's so unhinged.
I'm not. No,
but
yeah,
I do believe that. Whatever.
I can't tell. I can't say. I'm not spoiling anything. But like, just say I've seen this type of thing happen before.
I think what will happen is if we go with this idea that they're going to spend the entire season warring, the end is both of their restaurants tanked. They come back together.
Yeah.
They're like,
and what's the
what if we
freaking point?
opened a cafe?
And we call it the bear.
The Cub.
The Cub.
And then, yeah, you know, that's the beginning. You see like a glint in his eye, glint in hers. So you're like, let's do it again. End the show.
But then what's the point of doing this whole damn thing?
Because it's about the food, baby.
Fam. I think we'll still have a lot of food. We'll have guest appearances from different chefs. Yeah. I mean, look. I think that if series 3 was a placeholder or a plate holder, no pun intended. Series 4 is gonna bang. I think Series 4 is gonna come back to its original glory. And I do believe that Series 4 will be the end as well.
I will go.
Or Series 5 if Series 4 becomes really big.
To be fair, I haven't rewatched 2. I didn't have time between when it came out, and I was so excited. But I think I might go back and rewatch season 2 because maybe season 2 wasn't great, but
Series 2 was good.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, I've been convinced.
Yeah, Series 2 was good, but let's call it a spade. Like, it gave us fishes, it gave us tape on the table, it gave.
You're sick.
It gave us Copenhagen. It gave us it gave us so many great moments. Like, let's be honest. Like, it was a good season. Okay. Yeah. Series 1 was still good. Like, Series 1 was still the best. Yeah, probably the best. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have. Oh, wait, we didn't rate this season.
Okay, let's rate it.
Yeah, so yeah, let's rate. So, how would you rate The Bear?
6
out of 10. So annoying because I really do love this series. When I was watching those early episodes, I wanted to be in this world, but the pace was so damn slow.
So
7. It's just because I love being in the bear world.
I don't know why, but like that's what took us to 6 because
oh wow, what would it have been if we didn't love being in the world?
2. 2 because I was really being like, right, come on. I feel like post the review, so what's that, episode 4 or 5, then it started to be like, okay, I want to watch the next one. Yeah. But after the first one, I did not watch it for like a week because I was like,
yeah. I think Sack episode 1, even when you rewatch this again, Sack episode 1. But yeah, so this has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana
and Barney.
Thanks guys. Bye.
Bye.